So get in line and do right.
All right, peace and blessings, assalamu alaikum, shalom. We are back, we are live with the book study, The Fall of America by the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, when we're on chapters 54 through 56, and I am here with my awesome co-host, Sister Mayat. Peace and blessings, Queen. How are you?
I'm doing good. How you doing today?
I'm fired up and ready to go.
I know that's right. Hey, everybody, I hope y'all having a good day.
Exactly.
And like our brother Maurice Muhammad said, we are back, chapters 45 through 46. It's interesting because this book is up to 62 chapters, and it's been a long ride, but we are pulling through.
Mm-hmm.
We have come a very long way.
Exactly.
And it's been a very exciting educational journey. And it was just amazing. It was just an amazing experience to be able to study the master teacher, to hear what he had to say, and to learn from it, hopefully grow from it, and use this information to become better people, not only for ourselves, but for our community, our family, and our friends. Because I've definitely grown. And I was telling myself this morning, there's no way I can be the same. You don't get this teaching and go back to who you used to be.
Right.
You get better and better. Like the Bible says, we go from glory to glory. And I was just thinking, because I just posted a video. I just posted a video about a conversation that I had earlier today with my trainer. And I said to myself, I'm done with people who are cowards. I don't even have time to be acquainted with you. I don't have time to be your friend. I don't want you in my circle, because we cannot function and operate in fear. Fear is what has held us down for hundreds of years. And the bottom line is like what Malcolm X said, we have a right to defend ourselves. We have that right to defend ourselves. And that is what we should have been doing. We should have had a freedom or death mentality, but these white people would brutalize us. They would remember we were watching the video about the lady, debt peonage slavery.
Yes.
What's her name again?
May. What is her name? May something.
Let me see. Let me pull up her name. But let me see. Can I pull up her name right quick? Her name is, because I want to put a face to a name. Oh, I'm looking on our PowerPoint is up to 178 slides. May Lewis Miller.
Yep.
May Lewis Miller. And do you remember her brother? I think it was May's brother was talking about how the white men would assault his mother. Not only were they assaulting May, remember she was 5 years old?
Yep.
I think she said she was 5 years old the first time they began to attack her. And the white mistress was like, but she's not even a heifer. Meaning she's so damn young. That you mean to tell me that y'all finna gang up on this little girl and attack her? And she said she was bleeding. Did she not say she was bleeding from that attack?
That's what she said.
And she said that white woman went and cleaned her up. But here's the kicker, Maurice. Her father was also at the location. Her brothers was at the location. I made up my mind today. When I say freedom or death, that's exactly what I mean. Either I'm going to be free or I want to be dead. And I don't want to be around anyone who does not share my sentiments. I don't want to be around you, because what these people did to us, they should have been dead.
Exactly.
Our people went and slept on dirt floors. Dirt floors. Booker T. Washington said he don't even know why the hell his cabin, the slave cabin, had a damn door, because it had holes everywhere. And they would freeze in the winter. It's so cold in Virginia. And he lived on that plantation with his father and his brothers. and you sitting there watching this white man, you chopping down trees so the white man can have wood to burn his damn furnace to warm his house while you out there freezing with your goddamn wife and kids, and you don't think to get a goddamn knife and go kill everybody in the fucking house and free yourself?
Mm-hmm.
That is what the fall of America has done for me. That is what it has done for me. It has changed the way I think. And I told you today, I am no longer pointing fingers at it. I'm not pointing fingers at the slave master. I'm pointing fingers at me for allowing him to enslave me.
Right.
Because I got a way out, even if it means death. I will die and honorable. That's honorable to die.
Exactly.
Because I know I'll live again.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So that's what this book has done for me. It has elevated my thinking, and I'm unapologetic about it. And if I lose even more people in my circle for having this belief, to Allah be the glory.
Exactly.
To Olodumare be the glory. Whatever you call God, to God be the glory. Because I don't want to be around nobody who's afraid to fight, defend their wife and children, and allow these beasts to put their hands on their daughters and sleep peacefully at night. I don't want to be around people like that.
No, not at all. Not at all. You know, do you remember when Kanye West, I don't know what his new name is, but Kanye West, when he said slavery was a choice.
Mm-hmm.
And when he said it, I agreed with him. I knew that the people did have a choice. You could either kill them, kill yourself, or continue being a slave. And those ones that chose to continue being a slave, that's a decision that they made. And so it's like even in the present day right here now, like you said, is either freedom or death. And people, when they decide to just go and let the cracker just do whatever that he feels to them, and they just accept it as saying, well, that's just the way that they are. No, you have a choice. You have a God-given right to defend yourself. You have a God-given right to make changes. But the problem is that most people are afraid to make that choice. And they really need to wake up and understand it is better to make that choice than to go on being a slave.
That's right.
It doesn't make sense. And we have to be able to live a life that is a productive, real life and show our children exactly what freedom is. So I'm in lockstep agreement with you. Lockstep agreement with you.
All right. So chapter 53, the Great Commotion. You ready?
I'm ready.
The Great Commotion of the government and people of America, the civil unrest, insurrection, mental excitement, and noise confusion. There is no action that is being taken, nor can there be any action taken that will bring the people to a better condition of civil action. That reminded me of the video you showed on Saturday with Doc. This is America.
Mm-hmm.
The civil unrest, the insurrection, the mental excitement, noise, confusion. He said there is no action that is being taken, nor can there by any action taken that he said, nor can there by any action taken. Maybe that's a typo that will bring the people to a better condition of civil action. The white American people have practiced evil and injustice to the man in the mud, the black slave, for so long that they think that there would never be any divine action taken against them for such evil and injustice. But this is what is now affecting. It is the actions of divine justice for the poor man, black slaves. That's what we're talking about today, these floods.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, a lot of people are commenting on that. And what I like about the comments is not necessarily the divinity of it. It is the history. Like the people that I've been listening to, they've been talking about the history of Texas.
Mm.
A lot of people have not gone into Vincent Guerrero, but they do know that Texas was a slave state and it was very oppressive towards our people. And I've been sharing with them Vincent Guerrero and his decree and abolition in Mexico, and how white men was like, hell no, we're not going to give up our way of life. So we're just going to fight to be independent, and we'll take it if we have to. And Texas became the 28th state. And Elijah Muhammad said, y'all think that all the evil and injustice that you all have done to the man in the mud, white people, y'all thought that God forgot about us.
Exactly.
He didn't. Spirit did not forget about us.
Mm-hmm.
Allah, God in the person of Master Farad Muhammad, to whom praises are due forever, has the power. And he is using his power on the wicked to bring them to their knees. Allah God is the greatest, and there is no equal to him. Allah can take us by our own way of thinking and spin us as though we are a play toy. We cannot fight a successful fight against him. He's too powerful. He listens in on our thinking, and he is capable of making us to think and to do that which he desires to be done. The great commotion today is witnessed by the nations of the earth, for it is America whom Allah is after for her mistreatment of the poor so-called Negro, lost found, original black members of their nation. America mistreated and killed her black once slaves for sport. You did it for sport. It was a form of entertainment. But America's day is drawing to a what? Close. And she will not have the freedom to mistreat the black once slave much longer. As the mistreatment of the Egyptians practiced against Israel came to an end, so will the mistreatment of the black slave by white America come to an end. America has so blinded and made deaf and dumb the black man in America, her black once slave, that she makes empty promises to the black slave, and he will accept her false promises and forsake the true promises of Allah in the person of Master Farad Muhammad, to whom praises are due forever, who is here offering us heaven at once. The great commotion will continue in America until this commotion has destroyed the power of opposition. That's chapter 53. I can hear the fan just a little bit.
Okay, hold on. Let me.
But it's not a problem for me. But I can hear it. I know last time you asked me about it.
Right. Let me just go ahead and kill it because I don't want it.
No, don't be uncomfortable. Don't be uncomfortable.
I'll be all right.
He said, America has blinded us. Let me ask you a question. What are some of the things that we cannot see?
That's a lot of things that we can't see.
What comes to mind?
The first thing is the plant destruction that they have laid out for us. No matter whether it was in education, whether it was in societal upbringings, no matter whether it was in business, economics, family planning, there's a fabric, a plan of destruction that will not allow us to be who we need to be. And for so many years, it has been unseen, and it's truly unseen even today, that our people don't understand the hidden hand at play and how we got into the way that we are now. How did our communities get this way? How did we as a people get this way? Not seeing, not understanding the hidden hand at play. You know, it's kind of like we think some of our people think that we just woke up and this is what it is, and there is no quote unquote conspiracy theory, when it really the actual thing is, it is there was a conspiracy, there is a conspiracy to destroy us, and it's been in operation for since the time that we came into contact with these demons, and a lot of our people cannot see it, but it is the reason that their family lives are in the condition that it is. It's the reason that on their jobs they can only get but so far. There's these reasons of why we're in the situation that we're in, and most of our people don't even understand and cannot even see it, because there is a real agenda to destroy us, and it's in operation, and most of our people can't see it.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Can't see it. Somebody sent me this message today, and it said, he said, when he said, when the fuck is Jesus getting his fucking ass back here? It's been, he said, it's been fucking centuries. LOL. Blacks need to wake the fuck up. Zombies, living dead. He said,
Mm-hmm.
how long will y'all simple ones love simplicity? It's
Mm-hmm.
out of the clear blue sky. He sent that to me today. This is
Mm-hmm.
one of my acquaintances who's studying for his PhD.
Mm-hmm.
And he's upset based upon what he just texted me. Like,
Exactly.
how long? There's a lady in my neighborhood. She's been holding a Jesus is coming soon sign for 30 years.
Mm-hmm.
I've been seeing her carry that. She stands on the corner every now since immigration. We don't see
Mm-hmm.
her anymore. I haven't seen her since Trump came in office. But up until Trump made, his administration,
Mm-hmm.
I've seen her hold that sign on the same corner for 30 years. Jesus is coming soon.
Mm.
And I'm like, girl, what is it that you don't see? What is it that you don't understand? What is it that you're not accepting?
Mm.
And I even from the conversation that I had today that made me post a video on my channel, I said to myself, there's so much that I can share with my trainer who is younger than me. He's Black.
Mm-hmm.
And we engage each other in conversation. And he's like, you're teaching me so much. But a comment that I made today, I know that it shocked him. It kind
Mm.
of startled him. And because, the stuff that we talk about, it can be, it's rather alarming and eye-opening to people who have never heard it before.
Mm-hmm.
And I said to myself, I'm just going to leave that alone. Because one thing I don't do, I don't proselytize and I don't
Yeah.
impose my beliefs on anybody.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to stay stuck on stupid, do that.
Mm-hmm.
Be stuck on stupid. Be my guest. But the reality is, I feel like, and I said to myself, I am not going to block my blessings.
Right.
If people want to be stuck on stupid and stay in that mentality to wait on a white savior, to give their tithes and offerings, to make sure the pastor live in laps of luxury,
Mm-hmm.
you go ahead. But I'm not blocking my blessings.
Mm-hmm.
My eyes are open, my ears are listening, and I'm paying attention. And I'm not afraid to leave here. It's just inevitable being Black and being conscious.
Right.
You got to understand, like Huey P. Newton said, the first thing a revolutionary has to understand that you're going to die. Death is
Mm-hmm.
inevitable. These people are going to kill you. What did they do to Vincent Guerrero when he issued his decree and the Mexican Congress abolished slavery? They put our brother on the firing squad.
Mm-hmm.
And They tricked him to come have a conversation. You can't have a conversation with this beast. I was
Mm,
watching some Minister Louis Farrakhan the other day, and I forgot what president he mentioned. He said, "I ain't coming to you. You come to me."
mm-hmm,
Please understand. I'm not. See, that's how they. Oh, come, let's talk.
mm-hmm,
They told Dessalines, let's talk. They told Overture, let's talk. Let's talk. It's
mm.
nothing to talk about.
No, no, nothing at all.
It's nothing to talk about. They've shown us who they are
Mm-hmm,
over and over and over again. And we got to take it at face value and
mm,
literally like wake up.
mm,
Wake up. There's a book that I have. I think Malcolm X's daughter, somebody in his family wrote it's a narrate, like a book where they narrate about his life and Betty as well. Some information in there about Betty. And they kept saying, wake up, wake up, wake up.
mm,
We got to wake up.
mm-hmm. Exactly,
So
exactly. Mm, mm,
we
mm.
on 54.
Yep, 54.
Mm, so chapter 54, the calamity. The title of this chapter is taken from the Holy Quran, chapter 101, 101, verses 1 through 4. The calamity. What is the calamity? And what will make thee know how terrible is the calamity? In the English language, according to Webster's dictionary, the word calamity means a state of deep distress or misery caused by major misfortune or loss, or a great event marked by great loss and lasting distress and affliction. Such calamity is now prevailing in America. It is getting worse daily. The third verse of this chapter in the Holy Quran, chapter 101, verse 3, asks a question. And what will make thee know how terrible is the calamity? The answer is given in verse 4. The day wherein men will be as scattered moths. We do not have to ask anyone whether or not this warning of the Holy Quran is now being fulfilled. We see the fulfillment of this prophecy with our eyes and hear with our ears these great calamities that are now striking America. We see the great division, the great disagreement, disunity, and murder of men. We see the great amount of raping and murdering of girls and women. There is great robbery and thieving going on every hour of the day and night. There are great storms and adverse weather conditions. There are minor earth tremors and hailstorms. There are signs and wonders of signs being displayed in the heavens, in the earth, and on sea and land. There is unusual behavior of children. There is unusual love or dislike of children by
Mm,
mother and fathers and the destruction of the process of childbirth. He ain't lying.
mm, mm,
It is so unsafe to be a child right now.
mm-hmm,
There is the great calamity of starvation and great destruction of health and of lives by the use of administering of poisonous drugs, which is practiced upon those who are free and those who are bound. What has been known as America is threatened today with total destruction. America is destroying herself in her effort to destroy her black slave. The water and air of America are being polluted by chemical bacteriologists.
mm,
You want to touch on anything here?
mm.
I do.
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
I said, I would say within the last maybe 5 years or so,
Mm-hmm,
I've been seeing a degradation as it relates to the safety of children. To
mm,
be a to be a baby right now, to be a toddler, it is so dangerous because even the parents killing the children, fathers assaulting their daughters and bashing their heads in, lying to police as if forensic science is not going to reveal what really happened. mothers selling their daughters to grown men for pleasure, leaving your child in the car so you can go get some eyelashes done. Children being found in houses, starved, emaciated. Did you see the video of the black girl who left her children in the house? She didn't live there, but the children did. Okay, I'm gonna try to find it for you and show it to you before we leave tonight. And
Okay.
they found those kids this year. They found them. Wait a minute. Yeah, they found those kids either late 2024 or no, it was in 2024. They found the kids living in squalor. I could show you better than I can tell you. But it's very dangerous being a child. And I think about that a lot. I really do think about that a lot because children are helpless. And, you know, they're just being abused and killed as if people don't care.
Exactly.
And it's got to be so hard to be a child and then to be so fearful of, especially those who can say something, they don't say anything. You know? But that's all I wanted to say about the children. We got to really, sometimes I even said to myself, like when I go out shopping or whatnot, I'll take my time and look in the car windows and see if I see any children in the car seat. So maybe you can take on that habit, share that with your friends and family. For those of you who are listening, when you go to the grocery store, to the mall, wherever you go and you park your car, as you're walking to your destination, peer into the windows to see if you see any children, because you can definitely save some lives that way, especially during these summer months. That's when you see a lot of children dying from staying in hot cars.
Wow. You know, when he talks about there's unusual behavior of children, and, you know, just looking and seeing what happens with our children, and the lack of real leadership, the lack of real love. And it reminds me of the video that you showed me earlier. And I said in part of my comment is that the parent don't even know how to be a parent. And so there's a lack of love, a lack of responsibility that the child is owed. And because you have this lack of those essentials to life, then your behavior goes way, 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 way off the track. And so when we're looking at our children and we see the, you know, what do they call them when a big old group of them come and run in stores and run out with product or run down the street and beating up people that they see. This unusual behavior has to stop, and the manner in which the children are existing in has to come to an end. Because parents these days, not all, but some, don't know how to be a parent. Don't even take the time to learn how to be a parent. Would rather them say that my child is my best friend and treat them that way versus truly being a parent and raising your child in the proper manner. And then when we stop and we look at our enemy's children and they get upset and take a gun to school and start shooting people. And, you know, there was not a day when I was growing up going to school here in Philly, I never thought that I would go to school and get shot. It just never crossed my mind. You know, but, you know, you may go to school and you may have to fight somebody physically or, you know, back and forth verbally, but getting shot, teachers getting shot, that's never in my mind.
Mm-hmm.
And then, one year as an adult and having to purchase Freedom a backpack, and they were selling bulletproof backpacks. And I'm standing there looking at this, and it's like, this shit is crazy. This is crazy. We gotta have a bulletproof backpack.
Mm-hmm.
The mind is just like, really. And when Free told me one day about they had a shooting drill, that if an active shooter come into class, what are you supposed to do? Da 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 da. And they were going through that. My thought is, what impact is this having on her mind? That you one day may have to deal with an in-school shooter. And this thing is destructive of the minds of our children. It is really destructive. So with all of this unusual behavior of children, and then dealing with this unusual love or dislike of children by their mothers and their fathers. Fathers, I think I was just reading something where a father was abusing his daughter like she was his girlfriend, and not even thinking about what you're actually doing. And then you have so many cases where it's the boyfriend doing it to the mother's female child, and mom just letting it go.
Yeah.
This craziness.
There's some debate right now. I read that in terms of the mothers who know but don't say anything, they're trying to bring charges against the mother now. The mothers now, so they can be held accountable for not reporting the abuse, because that does happen a lot. It really does happen a lot. And I think you're talking about that father. Didn't the girl, they say she was probably pregnant and then he killed her?
Yep, he sure did.
We talked about that before. You probably forgot, but I told you I've been watching that type of stories from a few years now, and I don't know the name to call that phenomenon. But I've been seeing a lot of stories where fathers have been sexually assaulting their daughters. One, she was 10 months old. And the mother would allow her to go to her father's house because they shared, they were what they call that when you share parenting, co-parenting.
Co-parenting, right?
Yeah, they were co-parenting, and he was a football coach, and she was, let the baby go to her father's house, co-parenting, and he was sexually abusing the baby. He brutally and violently assaulted her and then bashed her in the head and killed her. I don't know the name of this phenomenon, but it happens a lot. It happens a lot. I've seen several of these stories, and I believe that they kill the daughters because they cannot live with the fact that, look at what I've done to my child. Look at what I've done to my child. And I was just thinking to myself the other night, because I told you today, I am no longer pointing fingers at anybody or any institutions. I understand that racism and discrimination exists. I know that. But what I am saying, I'm trying to be a better me and hold myself accountable and be responsible for what goes on in my life. I'm not going to be pointing fingers at nobody. I'm going to do everything I can to improve my situation. And I said to myself earlier today, I'm responsible for my thoughts. I am responsible for my thoughts. There are things that I think, but I have to tone that down. I'm like, that's not right. That's not good. That's not righteous. Tone that shit down. That's not in your best interest. I don't allow the thoughts to take over me because I'm human.
Right.
But nevertheless, I bear the burden and responsibility of thinking pure and clean thoughts. And these men know what they're doing is wrong, but they do it anyway. And not just men, because women do it too. And they go to the extent to assault these little girls, and then they turn around and kill them because they can't conceive of the thought of this is my behavior. Let me share my screen. Can I share my screen, please?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, here we go.
When a big city sheriff says he's never seen a scenario so dire, one that would be deplorable and intolerable even for an animal, you better brace yourself. And I'll say that again in case you think I'm exaggerating. Brace yourself. This is a bad one. The pictures deserve a graphic warning. The story came to light at the end of last week in a Detroit suburb of Pontiac, Michigan. Oakland County Sheriff's deputies found 3 children in this house in these conditions: a 15-year-old boy and 2 girls aged 12 and 13. Their mother had left them in that home to fend for themselves almost 5 years ago. Do the math. They would have been 10, 8, and 7. That fact alone is mind-boggling. But so is this. They existed on weekly drop-offs of food from Instacart and DoorDash. But towards the end of that 5-year ordeal, the food that was dropped off ended up being a loaf of bread. Obviously, somebody also was paying the rent on that house until they stopped. That happened last October. And it was therefore the landlord who called the sheriff's office for a welfare check. By then, of course, those children's welfare was all but non-existent. Their house was overrun with garbage and feces and mold. Their clothes were filthy. Their hair was matted. And just so you know the extent of the neglect, their toenails were so long they could barely walk. Their last delivery of anything related to personal hygiene was a half-decade ago and was only a box of trash bags, some gloves, and a can of air freshener. 5 years ago. They hadn't been to school since 2020, and the 2 girls apparently hadn't been outside that house in years. Tonight, the children's 34-year-old mother is in custody, as she should be. But it begs the question, where was everybody else? Where was the father? Where were the schools? What about the neighbors? How could this nightmare have gone on for so long? Joining me now is the Oakland County Sheriff, Michael Bouchard. Sheriff, thank you so much for being here. I literally can't even believe, as I read those details again, that I'm reading fact. How are the children right now, and where are they?
So we took them immediately out of the home once we discovered them, took them to medical care, and then involved our Child Protective Services. And they have been placed temporarily with relatives that were unaware of what was going on. And we have a lot more scheduled for them this week. We've got a much more detailed health and mental health examination of them. We've already done a kind of a psychological question kind of thing with a care house, kit gloves treatment to try to figure out what they're feeling, what they know, things like that. Thankfully, they're responding very well. Our detectives said when they saw them at the care house interview that they were chatty. And obviously, when we first encountered them, there was nothing like that. The girls were actually hiding in a locked bathroom.
How is their development, given the fact that this is almost half their life? They've lived alone as young.
I'm going to speed this up a little bit because, let me see what they say in the end. And these children are black. Not white, black. And the mother was 34.
Wrap your arms around this, but we're going to do everything we can to wrap our arms around those kids and to make sure, quite frankly, that this mother is held accountable.
Thanks for watching. Go to join.
She was a black girl.
Damn.
She's African American.
Damn.
Let me see, can I find a picture of her for you?
And they don't know nothing about the daddy?
No, not that I'm aware of. I mean, they probably do now. They probably do now after an investigation. Because shit, he should be held accountable too, right?
Most definitely. Most definitely.
We ain't letting nobody off the table.
Mm-mm.
You know, people get mad when we say that, but everybody can get it.
Exactly.
I don't give a damn who you are. You can get it. If you did wrong, you wrong, you wrong.
Exactly.
Here is the mother. Here's a picture of the mom. Let me go ahead and share here. Okay, that's the mom.
Mm. Wow.
Just dropping off whatnot, loaves of bread, air freshener, while she out somewhere living her best life, and her children in there with feces everywhere. The girls probably on their menstrual cycle, toenails are so long, haven't been to school in years. The school should be held responsible too. They should have been calling protective services to go knock on this damn door and do welfare checks. Yep. So hopefully she get life.
Exactly.
Hopefully she gets life in prison, and those children are going to need lifelong therapy. Lifelong therapy. Because all they know is living in filth. Did you see the condition of the toilets?
Oh, yes.
And how it was overflowing?
Mm-hmm.
And they lived in that filth.
And the children never came outside just to get the stuff off the porch and go back inside?
That's it.
The
neighbors should have said something.
Yes.
They I don't know where this happened, but this young girl, she had a baby, and obviously she was taking care of the baby by herself, and she died. The baby was an infant, literally an infant. And the neighbor said, "Hey, I haven't seen her or the baby in days. Like, she just had the baby. She came home from the hospital. I haven't seen her." The neighbor sent the police over for a welfare check. The girl in there dead, and the baby is in the bed, emaciated. Teeny, tiny baby. Police got the baby, took her, and hopefully the baby will be okay. Baby suffered. We fall into a very low place. We have fallen to a very, very, very low place. But when it comes to the school shootings, the reality is that many school districts' policy is run, hide, fight back. Because what else you gonna do? That's what they tell the teachers and the students. Run, hide, fight back.
Oh boy, oh boy.
Yeah.
You know, the whole thing, it just brings me back to the Kerner Commission, where these damnable bastards knew what they would produce if they continued the mistreatment of Black people. They knew what they would produce. And they didn't even give a damn. Fuck it. They didn't even give a damn. And our politicians that we elected to go to Congress and go to these city councils, mayor's office, they knew and did nothing. Did nothing. Honestly, we could actually hold a RICO case against those of our own who have betrayed us to allow something like this to happen. We could reap all of the ass up in the RICO case. Man.
You know what? I have come to know you in the little time that we've shared on YouTube. You so motherfucking mad right now. Maurice, I know you. You so motherfucking mad right now. You want to go kill somebody.
I sure am.
I already know. This is not funny. But I told you I read energy very well. And you really trying to keep it together. You're doing a really good job, okay? I just wanted you to know you're doing a really good job of keeping it together. But what I know about you is right now you want to get up out your chair and go kill a whole lot of people. You're so mad right now. I hear it in your voice.
I really am too. I am really angry.
So where are we? We on paragraph 8. He said even the water is being polluted purposefully. These demons go to countries. There was a white man who took, what was it, cholera or Ebola in a suitcase and threw it in the damn water. What was that, in Africa?
Yeah.
Came back and admitted to doing it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did it. Ebola or cholera. Just threw it in the goddamn water, knowing that the people were going to drink it.
Exactly.
And came back and said, yeah, I did it. And what? Intentionally putting fluoride in the water. And this whole fluoride issue, we have to be very careful. I'm just going to wait for the Nation of Islam to do a study to see what they have to say. I'll probably do some, research myself, but I do want professionals to investigate to see, what we need to be aware of, because with the fluoride, that's a byproduct that I'm told we should not be consuming. But when I went to my dentist, my hygienist told me, she was like, I know you never get the fluoride, but will you consider getting it today? And I told her no, because I have not investigated it to see if it's in my best interest. I said, but I will, and I'll let you know when I come back. So now they're not going to be putting it in the water, but it's still in other products. But she told me, she said she's very concerned about our health. She said, because without the fluoride, there's going to be an uptick in cavities, especially with children. So I don't know about that. That's something that, if you hear anybody, see anybody, know anything about it, please share, because I always heard that it was bad. And now now with Kennedy, they got it taken out of the water, but I don't know what kind of effect that's going to have on our dental health. So we really need to be aware of that.
Definitely. I do remember, I have to try to remember what lecture the minister did, but he did talk about fluoridation in the water. Because he said the messenger was talking about it. And of course, it definitely wasn't a good thing. And so that is a good thing that they're taking it out of the water.
But it's still in toothpaste, and it's still in toothpaste and mouthwash. Wow. And that's what I told her. I said, why am I going to pay extra for you to give me fluoride when it's in my damn toothpaste and mouthwash? Shit, I'm getting it.
Exactly.
I don't know. But it's definitely something, like I say, I ain't pointing no fingers. What I am saying, I'm holding myself accountable. It's my responsibility to investigate, so I am aware of what I need to do.
Exactly.
Because I don't know right now. Because they may take it out of the water, but it doesn't mean that it's not in other products.
Right.
Because it is.
Yeah, it definitely is.
And so what the fuck was our people doing a long time ago when they didn't have access to fluoride?
Good question. Very, very good question.
Because we may have to go back to that.
Hmm. Yeah. You know, I haven't used quote unquote commercial toothpaste in so long. I use the Muslim toothpaste. So I don't even, yeah, I don't know.
They sell it at the Nation of Islam
Yeah.
on
They
the
did.
website.
I believe it's on the website. But I go here to the local Muslim store up here in Philly and get mine. So
It's from the Nation of Islam.
no, the ones that I purchased from,
Uh-huh.
no, they're Sunni Muslims from over there across the water in Saudi Arabia.
Uh-huh.
But it's all natural toothpaste without any of the preservatives or any of the chemical stuff that America puts in theirs.
What's the name of it? Is it Neem or Mizwak?
Miswak.
Oh, Mizwak herbal toothpaste. Oh, and it's good, Maurice.
It sure is.
And
Yeah.
I see it online. Fresh cinnamon flavor freshens your breath. Halal, fluoride free.
Mhm.
It says organic moringa oil,
Mhm.
cinnamon, miswak extract, olive oil, and honey. So it's something in the. I've never heard of miswak. It says
Mhm.
completely amazing and refreshing.
Mhm.
100% fluoride free.
Yeah. Yeah.
Really? How long you been using this?
I've been using that for years. 'Cause I don't, that's all I deal with. I don't deal with American made products like that. If I know that there's a Muslim made product from, Muslims that's doing things the right way, then I
Mhm.
purchase it from them. I purchase it all from them.
Can you do me a favor and share the
Mhm.
screen right quick, please, before we move on?
Okay. Yeah.
So this is the Mizwak, and it says completely amazing and refreshing. It says for best results, use it twice a day. And it says it's a cinnamon fluoride, it's a 5-in-1 cinnamon fluoride free. The combination of 5-in-1 Mizwak toothpaste is perfect oral hygiene toothpaste, which gives strong, sparkling, and healthy teeth. It contains scientifically proven powerful antibacterial properties of Mizwak, moringa, cinnamon, olive, and honey. These medicinal herbal extracts act by reducing tartar and plaque. They fight gum inflammation and gingivitis by killing germs and bacteria. It controls bad breath, fights cavities, strengthens your enamel, maintains strong and healthy teeth. Refreshing cinnamon and Mizwak flavor leaves teeth feeling clean. Halal, vegetarian ingredients. It is imported, and I never heard of this.
Yeah. Yeah. That's what I use because even in the Quran, and there's some that's with black seed oil, and I buy those as well because in the Quran it says that it refers us to black cumin, which is the black seed. Yep, there you go, right there. That's it, right there. Yeah, most definitely. That's what I use.
I've never
That's
seen this before.
Yeah, and it's good. And then, even when I don't feel well, I may have a headache or whatever, I'll go and I'll get some black seed oil and drink a little bit of that. Boom, and I'm squared away.
Okay, I'm definitely gonna look. I'm definitely gonna be looking at this, looking up this. Got it. And they import this from their country. We don't, because a lot of countries don't use a lot of the impurities that we use. It's illegal in their country. But America, they buy product. They don't throw shit away. They just throw it into something and sell it.
Exactly. Exactly. Yep. Those are really, really good products.
So Sandra Diaz here, she says she used that brand too, and they have all kinds of flavors. Wow.
Yeah, sure do.
And thank you, Brother Roy, for Brother Roy, thank you for searching the final call. Hopefully you'll be searching it to find out about the fluoride. We appreciate that because it takes a village. You know, it takes a team. Teamwork make the dream work.
Exactly.
So I really appreciate that. I learned something else. I'm definitely going to try it. Okay. Yeah, we on 54 and we are on paragraph 8. And he says, America's scientists of war conduct dreadful experiments on how best to kill human beings by the millions and wipe out the life of whole continents. They not lying about that. Have you ever read Iceman Inheritance?
No, I haven't read it. I heard about it, but I haven't read it.
It's a hard read. I can't read it because it's way beyond my comprehension, but the beginning of the book was phenomenal. And it talks about a military location where the United States government has its laboratories. And there have been several instances where the toxins have escaped on the shoes of the scientists. They in there working with these toxic germs and bacteria, and it's getting on their clothes and on their feet and walking out with them, coming into contact with general population, and a lot of people have been killed like that. And don't forget, we saw that in the movie I Am Legend. That virus escaped.
Exactly.
Because it's only just a matter of time. And that's why I tell people, and that's why I don't fight with people to be people friend or be in my life or stuff like that, because I'm not really into teaching people or having them to see things from my perspective. I'm sold out on what the Spirit has shown me, taught me, instilled in me. I walk in that and I know I'm tremendously blessed. But I said it before and I will say it again. We are not supposed to be bringing shoes in our house. And you know what's so crazy? Like the confirmation, even though I don't need confirmation, the confirmation came for me. I think it was Minister Louis Farrakhan. I'm not sure. Or a video I was watching on a Muslim channel. I forgot, but it's something in the Muslim faith that when you take your shoes, when you in the mosque, you take your shoes off so that you don't bring the scum and the filth of the earth into the mosque. And I said to myself, that's what the hell I be trying to tell people. You don't bring the filth and the scum of the earth into your sacred place, which is your house. And my friend girl, I love her to death. I love my friend girl to death. But she called me a few weeks ago. She was like, I had to ask my pastor about that, and they don't know nothing about it. They say they don't know nothing. And she was very indignant and had an attitude about a policy that go on in my fucking house. This is my house. I don't give a fuck about your pastor. I said, you're not wearing no goddamn shoes in my house. So she was like, what about you? I said, I told you, no one, including me, can wear shoes in my house. And she got an attitude over what I do in my house. This is my house. And you not wearing no shoes in my fucking house. Try to get in my door and see.
Exactly.
I'll push your ass and you'll roll down the motherfucking sidewalk.
Exactly.
Bring no goddamn dirty ass shoes in my house. That's
Exactly.
and then the goddamn dirty restroom, the street people spit, feces, bird, this and that. You're not walking them shoes in my house. And I don't give a fuck what your pastor said. It's not your pastor's house. It's my house.
Exactly.
You don't bring the scum and the filth of the earth in your sacred and holy place.
That's right. That is right. And you know, sometimes at my place where I work, I have to take meds into certain rooms. And one day in certain rooms, when we go in, we got to put the gowns on, put the mask on, put the gloves on. And I just happened to watch the cleaning people go in there after the patient left to go clean the room. And I'm like, wait a minute, their shoes covered up. So I said, how long y'all been covering up y'all shoes? And the girl says, well, not everybody do it, but I do it because I know I'm walking in this room, and if my shoes not covered, then it's going to be on my shoes, and I'm going to be taking this stuff home. I said, that's a good thing. That's a smart thing that you do that. Let me tell you, from that, when that conversation happened, I don't even bring them shoes home. I leave them in my locker, take them out to put them on when I'm back there to go and do what need to be done. But I don't even wear shoes like that now to even bring them home. Ain't no way. Ain't no way.
I got about 3 pair on my porch right now. I got about 3 on the front porch, and I got some on the back porch. I'm gonna put them in boxes eventually, but now y'all ain't coming to here.
Exactly.
Y'all ain't coming to here.
Yeah.
We have to be careful because it's just a lot going on out there, and we just don't want to bring it home.
Exactly.
And Elijah Muhammad said, these are the days of fulfillment of prophecy of not one, but of many calamities. But in all of these preparations of the destruction of human life by the devil, Allah too has plans to save his people. Allah has claim over the black slave as being his people, and the white slave holder is angry because of the loss of the black slave by virtue of this claim. Allah comes to take the black slave away from the enemy, white slave holder, and join the black slave unto his own kind again. The enemy white slave holder hates this, but Allah has the power to force the enemy white slave holder to submit to his will. It is the will of Allah that the enemy white slave holder let the black slave go free. Allah promises concerning the white slave holder and the black slave in the Bible, the book of Isaiah, chapter 36, verse 3. He said, I will say to the north, give up, and to the south, keep not back. Bring my sons from far and my daughters from the ends of the earth, America. Since Allah has now claimed the black slave, meaning given them the truth, Allah has called the black slave who has accepted the truth by his name. The black slave who has accepted the truth of his greatness is being one of the righteous aboriginal nation of his kind belongs to Allah. The book must be fulfilled, wherein it prophesies that he will claim them to be his own elect. At such time as the destruction of America, if Allah has chosen some of the people of America, meaning the black slave, to be his people, there would not have been any flesh saved from America. The Bible in the book of Mark, chapter 13, verse 20, teaches us, and except that the Lord had shortened those days, no flesh should be saved. But for the elect's sake, whom he hath chosen, he hath shortened the days. It is vital. The black slave must know that this is the time of judgment of both the white slave holder and the black slave. The black slave must learn to know his place in the judgment. The place of the black slave is with Allah and his own black people. The black slave had been deprived of knowledge of his God and his own black people. Allah has come and brought the black slave the truth. And if the black slave refuses to accept the truth, he will be destroyed for willingly and knowingly rejecting the truth when the truth has come in his midst. I believe that. I do believe that a lot of our people are going to die because they will not accept the truth. And I said, I've seen it in a dream. That's the burning house phenomenon. I literally saw that in the spiritual realm. That is a real phenomenon. And that house, it was an apartment complex, and it was set ablaze. And black people had time to get out. And I was telling them, y'all need to get out because that apartment is about to go. It's about to be set on fire. You're not going to make it. Oh, you dumb, you stupid. You don't know what you're talking about. They're going to come save us. And I said, no one is coming to save you. I'm on the other side of the sidewalk. I said, I'm over here on the other side of the street on the sidewalk. And I'm telling you, no government official is coming to save you. No police. No doctor, no fire department, no president, no mayor, no governor, no city council. I said, no. I said, this shit is shut down. Nobody's coming to save you. Y'all got to leave now. And not one black person took me up on what I was saying. And everybody perished in the fire, with the exception of a white man and his 2 white sons. And I looked to my left and I saw a little baby in Pampers crawling down the steps to safety. And I saw a black man run down the steps real fast, grab the baby, and take him back into the building.
Oh,
And it exploded into a fire.
Mm.
And what does that tell us when you look at that? Because I'm a natural born seer, but I know how to interpret dreams as well. Children, a lot of children, they question the reality of Jesus. Believe it or not, I come across a lot of children who ask questions about, like, what the hell going on with Jesus? That shit don't make no sense. Can't no motherfucker walk on water.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? And
Right.
if he can do all that, then why the fuck he can't? Like, they ask me questions like that. A lot of children, they're already there pretty much. But the fact of the matter is, you got parents that take them to these churches and they listen to this false foolishness, and it taints their way of thinking. That little baby, a little small baby in Pampers, was crawling down the steps to get the fuck out that building. And that father, that black father, ran and got the child. Now the child is out the building, coming over to me. And that father ran down the steps, grabbed that baby, took him back into the building, and it was set ablaze, and everybody died except the white man and his 2 sons. And I sat there and watched it with my spiritual third eye. And the dream was over. And I understood that a lot of black people are going to die because they would not accept the truth.
You know, that puts me in the mind of George Floyd, because when the police was killing him, there was a teenager in the building on the same side of the street watching it out the window. And he runs down to jump out there to get the cop off of George Floyd. Then a black man, an MMA fighter, stopped him from running out there to get on the cop and told him, no, you can't do that. You can't do that. Sent him back inside the building. And the boy was crying because the black man stopped him from doing what his mind told him, what his heart told him that he had to do. And then the black MMA fighter stopped him and sent him back upstairs in the building, and the boy went back in there crying because he couldn't help George. Right back into a burning building. Black man stopping him from action. Black man coming, running down, picking up the baby to take him back into the building that's burning. And that's the same thing this MMA fighter did to that black youth. It's wild.
He a damn MMA fighter. That's some of the most damn vicious fighting known to humanity. He could have broke Chauvin's neck in a few seconds.
Exactly.
And saved George. He in that cage fighting, but you won't sit there and help save your brother. And that's what I don't understand. And that is the question. That is the question that I asked on my channel today. And the question is, are blacks under a curse for being cowards? Are we under a curse for being cowards? You see this white man assaulting your mother. That May Lewis Miller, her brother said They took advantage of his mother whenever they got ready, and your goddamn father is right there with 2 sons. You hear her scream. You see her tears. You feel, hopefully, you feel her pain. And y'all don't get together and gang up on this white man and pound his head to the ground.
Exactly.
Even if they come for you, die an honorable death. What do those Asian people do? They fall on their own sword.
Exactly.
How many black people are willing to fall on your goddamn sword? That's honorable.
Exactly.
That let the slave master know, bitch, I will die. I'll kill my motherfucking self before I let you do it. I'll take that smile off your face, motherfucker. What is you talking about?
Exactly. Exactly.
I'll fall on my goddamn sword. Minister Louis Farrakhan, I was watching some of his videos. He said, y'all don't really know them goddamn Middle Eastern people like you think you do. He said they think it's honorable to strap bombs and kill their damn self. Even though they may not be getting what they have been told that they're going to get, but they're willing to die for something. He say, we ain't no competition for them.
No.
We ain't no damn competition for people like that. And this man is a whole, black MMA fighter who could take Chauvin down easily. And then I just pulled up a video, a picture of him. He's talking about he killed him right in my. He says he killed him right in my face. No, you let him die. You was a part of it too.
Exactly.
His name is Donald Williams. He's an MMA fighter. And that I think that's his name, Donald the Death Wish Williams.
Wow, the Death Wish.
Yeah, Donald the Death Wish Williams. And he's like, he killed him in front of me. No, hold on. Oh, you got to see this. Hold on. That's a shame, Maurice. And they just sitting there watching it unfold. Did you see the picture of that? I think she's from Dominican Republic or Brazil. It's a very old picture swarming around social media. The police was brutalizing a black man, and that black woman stepped in, and she was damn near about to take that gun from the police officer.
No, I ain't seen nothing like that.
What?
Man,
we need to get all that picture and hang it on our wall. Here he is, right here.
Damn coward.
I wonder, are we being punished for being cowards? Nothing stopping us from taking their head off.
Exactly.
And if you got to take your goddamn head off before they do, you do what you got to do.
Yeah.
I'll take my life before I let you take it. All right. So where are we?
All right.
He said that we on paragraph 18. Calamity in the country of America. No secret can remain hidden, for the chastisement of Allah will not let you hide it. As one writer prophesied in the Bible, that's in the book of Isaiah, chapter 18, verse 1. Woe to the land, shadowing with wings. This prophecy is referring to America, which has a cloud of planes shadowing the skies over America almost daily. And what do we see concerning planes right now?
Falling out the damn sky.
Falling out the sky. They say they don't even have enough controllers. They falling out the sky, colliding. Literally, it's just really not a good time to fly. And a lot of people are still flying, to my surprise. They're not scared. But I'm going to be honest, I do have some reservations about booking a flight. I want to book a flight right now because it's so damn far. It's just better for me. I get there in 2-3 hours, start my day. I don't have to be home, away from home an extra 2 days driving there and coming back. But I'm like, I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah, when Doc had his wedding in Houston, and I was supposed to fly there, but I rented that car and drove there. 22-hour drive.
22 hours. What was it? Like 11 there and 11 back?
No, it was 22 hours there and 22 hours back.
Oh, 22 hours. It was 22 hours to get there. A whole damn day.
Exactly. Exactly. Yeah.
What? I've driven to California 3 times. I ain't gonna lie. When I was young, when I was young, shit, let's go. What? And the last time I drove to California, I went with my friend girl. She pissed me off. I had my whole goddamn suitcase walking down Sunset Boulevard with a goddamn suitcase looking like a damn homeless person. And I caught the bus back. And that was even longer trip because just between me and her, it's day, not one day, but days. And I caught the bus back. That was the worst experience of my life. And I said I would never do that again. But it's a beautiful ride now. It's beautiful. And I've gone so far as the Pacific Ocean, from the Atlantic coast to the Pacific Ocean. You see so many different beautiful things, America is beautiful. America is absolutely the canyons, the mountains, the hills, the rivers, the creeks. We got so many creeks with rapids and the eagles. I was like, God damn, that's eagles? Just flying free, and then when you go up in Georgia, they got bats and shit. And then you come down south, they got parrots, and like, it's beautiful to see. This is a beautiful place. But it's, you know the story. I can only imagine what it looked like in this pristine, when it was pristine without the European who came here and just plundered
the
earth. Plundered earth. So the honorable Elijah Muhammad asked this question. He says in chapter 55, can America exist? The coming of the white, you had something to say?
No.
The coming of the white man. I love when Elijah Muhammad does this, because look at the first sentence. The coming of the white man to the Western Hemisphere. I know that makes some people mad. I know that makes some people mad. I never read chapter 55, just talking about it. And then here we go, chapter 55, paragraph 1, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad says, the coming of the white man to the Western Hemisphere was for the purpose of expansion away from his brethren in Europe. Europe was divinely given to the white race as a home when they were driven out of Arabia 6,000 years ago to abide there on that continent until their day of reckoning comes to them. Did you just see Cheddar Woman? By any chance, did you see Cheddar Woman?
No, I didn't. I knew about Cheddar Man, but I hadn't heard nothing about Cheddar Woman.
Let me pull up Cheddar Woman. They just found Cheddar Woman, and let me show you. It has been in the news lately, and she's so pretty. Let me see. She's the latest Cheddar Woman found in Europe. Let me see. She's so damn pretty. Let me research her. Let me see images. Okay, here she is. They just found her recently. And let me share. Let me go here and share my screen. Hold on for a second. I'm sorry. Screen. Some of the comments, what did he say, Maurice?
Huh?
Shut up. You want to see what Donald said while I'm pulling up my screen?
Oh, okay. He says, the death has already started from those who took the vaccine after the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan told them not to. Many didn't expect the truth, and many are no longer here today.
That's true.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of them are going to continue to die because, as Robert Kennedy stated in his book, The Real Anthony Fauci, is slow euthanization. It's going to euthanize people, but it's going to do it very slow. A lot of people died suddenly. A lot of people died suddenly, but there are a lot more people who will succumb to the jab. It's just that it's euthanizing them very, very, very slowly, and they don't know it. But here is what this is Cheddar Woman, and it says this is the face of a 10,500-year-old woman reconstructed by archaeologists and artists. And they say she lived in Belgium. Belgium is in Europe, correct?
Correct.
So they did the lifelike facial reconstruction, and this is what they say she would have looked like. It's coming on the screen. Can you see her whole face? Yep, Cheddar Woman. There's no place on earth that we have not lived. The earth is our home. Earth is our home.
Yep.
We've been all over this place. That took let me tell you, when I've been to the Caribbean, when I looked around the Caribbean, and when I went to the Gulf of Mexico, I said this was a goddamn transportation highway. Because when you look on a map and you look at the Gulf of Mexico and you look at the Caribbean Sea, it's thousands of islands out there. And when I went over to Nicaragua, over to the Pacific Ocean, you know, you have a lot of people, like the people over there are very poor in Nicaragua, but they're very clean. I can say that. And they fish. You can see people that go out and fish for a living. And just to go from the hippity hop from this place to that place to that place, that's just like we get in our car and go to work or go to church or go to the grocery store. They get in their boats and they island hop. So it's nothing to go from island to island. We've been hopping islands from the island to the mainland, from the mainland to the island for thousands of years. We had a trading network from North America to Africa, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth for thousands of years. When you get to travel and you get out there and you see shit for yourself, it just makes sense. It's common sense. But this is her, and she's melanated. She looked like somebody in my family. With the exception of the eyes, but we have blue eyes, we have green eyes, we have blonde hair, we got straight hair, we got nappy hair, we got it. We're a motley mixture of the all. She's beautiful. Yep. First European.
Wow.
So, and he says, these are the days of reckoning for the white race, as their religious scholars and scientists agree. But because of their nature, he said, which is evil, they cannot help doing evil things against the righteous. They make war against the righteous, the black man, to prevent him from accepting righteousness and the doings of the righteousness. Let me say that again. They make war against the righteous, the black man, to prevent him from accepting righteousness and the doings of the righteousness. Today, the black man in America is a prey into the strong, powerful hands of his enemies, the children of their slave masters. For 400 years, the slave masters have mistreated their slaves, and now, in the day of their redemption, they are doing everything possible to deceive them from accepting their salvation that Allah now offers to the black man of America. So strong is Allah's love for us that he now desires nothing but a total destruction of America. They hate me with a bloody hatred, and they try to kill me for teaching the truth to my people. They do not want the black man of America to enjoy freedom, justice, and equality. Look at what they did to Martin Luther King. a man who was trying to be their brother, a man who publicly taught that he did not want to draw the white man's blood. He said if there was any blood to be spilled, let it be the black man's blood. His word came true. Poor man. Oh, you want nigga blood? Let me see. Okay. Oh, okay, you mother. Wait a minute now. You hand holding Christmas carol singing nigga. What you said? Oh, you don't want no white blood to be spilled. You want black blood. Okay, it's gonna be your own, bitch. It's gonna be yours, your mama, and your brother. It's gonna be yours. They're gonna shoot your ass on the balcony. They're gonna shoot your motherfucking mama while she playing the piano, and they're gonna kill your goddamn brother and throw him in the pool. How about that? How about that?
Wow.
That she wants some goddamn blood to be spilled. It'll be yours, your mama, and your brother. Is that good enough for you? Because we can add to the list. The Honorable Elijah Muhammad said his word came true. Poor man. You know he got that way he talked, right?
Exactly.
I can't do him right now. He said his words came true. Poor man. He has without the knowledge of self, his God and religion. And so he said he was without the knowledge of self, his God and religion, and so filled with fear of his 400-year-old enemies that he could never get salvation for his people from their enemies. America has been blessed ever since her fathers came across the Atlantic out of the confines of Europe until this day. Now, for her evil done to her slaves, God threatens her with total destruction. America and Germany are the most evil of the white race. These two governments have been blessed, but they have not shown any worthwhile respect to Allah for his blessings. Allah caused people out of all nations of the earth to come to America. They came seeking a heaven in her, but those who came were evil too, as the revelation in symbolic language teaches. That's Revelation chapter 18, verse 2. And he cried mightily with a strong voice, saying, Babylon, America, the great is fallen, and has become the habitation of devils, and the whole of every foul spirit, and a cage of every unclean and hateful bird. That's so true. Because they come here, and Maurice, they hate us. They come here and every fucking body come to this country hate us. There is no people nor country on this earth who will feel this prophecy better than America and her people. Now, what's interesting about paragraph 12, he say they come here seeking heaven.
Exactly.
But we here and we in hell.
Exactly. We
here in hell, but America allows the illegals to come here for their piece of heaven. There was, even though this report is kind of old, but there are some additional reports that's been coming out recently. There are a lot of immigrants who are using false documentation to get Section 8. They got public housing. So I don't know what happened in 2016. Somebody must have, I think it was something they were going over the documentation, the paperwork, and it was found that these particular immigrants whose children are legal, they were working on a farm. And close to that farm, they had a public housing authority. And, it was like they were giving people money for rent, affordable rent. And they was going over the goddamn documentation, and it was false. The social security card's false. The driver's license false. Everything is damn false. The people they had been getting help to pay their rent for years. And they told them, you got 7 days to get the fuck up out of here. So you had some Americans saying, "Oh well, what about the children? The children legal? Fuck them children. Get your shit and go with your mama. Get your shit. Go help your mama box that shit up and go head on because they should not even have birthright citizenship either.
Exactly.
They getting help to pay rent, and now you have a lot of people. I think I know I posted it on my YouTube channel, my community page. These goddamn immigrants, they're protesting for the United States government to pay their rent. They want the government to literally pay their rent. I've never had help paying no rent or no mortgage. Never. I've never got any help. When I was in college, I did. But I was entitled to it when I was in college and I needed it and I took advantage of it and it was very helpful. But as soon as I got out of college, I was done with that shit.
Right.
It was a stepping stone. It wasn't a destination. It was just something that I was doing until I can do better. But these immigrants are saying, "Nah, pay our rent." They already getting free damn education for their children. They finding these goddamn immigrants driving trucks, 18-wheelers with false documentation. They have a did you see that there were some people who got arrested at the DMV? DMV employees were arrested because they were allowing the illegals to pay for driver's licenses.
No.
And they've been doing this shit for years.
What?
That just came out in the news. I just saw that in the news yesterday. DMV employees, and one person had $120,000 in their house. Man, they was getting guap.
Wow.
Maurice, they was getting guap. Here they go right here. This is 8 arrested in DMV fraud scheme. Driver's licenses allegedly sold to illegal immigrants. I don't know where this is. Do they have a mug shot of these people? It was a lot of them. I'm not gonna pull it up, but they could look. And it was eight arrested in DMV fraud scheme, and they were selling licenses to illegal immigrants. They say the immigrants was coming from high and low. They were coming from high and low all over America to get driver's licenses. And you have a lot of trucking schools, they pay for their hours. So, you have to do so many hours in training and stuff like that. They're not doing it. They're just paying to do the hours, and they even pay to have people come take the test so they can get the license. That's a big money-making scheme right now.
So these fuckers not even taking the test themselves?
A lot of them are not. They're not taking the test. One lady, she was arrested for taking multiple tests. She would do her best to dress like the person. She took several tests for these goddamn illegals. And that's why the market in real estate, loans, healthcare, trucking, massage, nails, barber, stuff like that. The market is so saturated because a large majority of these immigrants, they have fake documentation. They never did the hours. And how the fuck you gonna take a test that's in English and you can't fucking speak English?
Exactly. Oh my God.
How? How in the fuck are you going to take a test that's in English, but you speak fucking Spanish? This man, I just had his 18-wheeler towed away. It was full of shit on there. It was full of shit. He had all kind of shit on that truck. And I politely had it towed away. And he was talking about, no habla English. I don't give a damn. You're not going to park that truck. I don't give a damn about that. You ain't going to park your ass here. And he left that truck there for 5 days. When he came back, it was gone. It was gone. You're not going to play with me.
Exactly.
You're not going to bring that truck in a residential community and pull down the value of my property that took so long to go up. You're not doing that. You're not going to make this no transportation highway for 18-wheelers back here. You're not going to do it. Don't speak no damn English, but you driving 18-wheelers? Okay, sir. Go ahead and leave it, sir. Go ahead and leave it. He did, and it was gone when he got back.
Mm. Good Lord, that is so dangerous.
Yeah, a lot of them are not taking tests. They pay people to take the test for them, and they pay the schools to do the hours.
Mm.
So he said, Allah calls people out of all the nations of the earth to come to America. Oh, we read that. He said, but I read it again. They came seeking a heaven in her, but those who came were evil too. And as the revelation in symbolic language teaches, and he cried mightily with a strong voice, saying, Babylon, America, the great is fallen, and is become the habitation of devils, and the hole of every foul spirit, and the cage of every unclean and hateful bird. There is no people, no country on this earth who will feel this prophecy better than America and her people. She has become a house filled with evil practices, with every member of the nations taking part. Yet she has been blessed with her great harvest of food, which is enough to feed the nations of the earth. With her great advancement into the heights of mechanical knowledge, and with her great wealth in silver and gold that enable her once upon a time to command the value of silver and gold of the world. But as it is written, in all of this growing up of wealth and power, the axe of justice was laid at the root of this great tree of prosperity and authority of the nations of the earth, to be used by the Holy One to put a stop to their evil practices and injustices to the righteous. America has prospered from the labor of her black slaves. She pays the black man high wages and salaries and then takes them back from him through the high cost of living. The high cost of living, or trying to live according to the way the white man lives, keeps the black man down. And when he has acquired the education of the white man, but is not able to compete with the white man, he becomes dissatisfied to the degree of creating trouble to find a way to self prosperity against the will of the white man, which is to keep the black man in a condition of poverty, want, and disregard as an equal human being. Yet, while the white man teaches that all beings are created accordingly, at the same time robs the black man of a chance to be the equal of other human beings. Can America exist with all of her wicked doings against the black man in America in a state of inequality with other human beings? The continued existence of America in the way of government and power over people other than her own depends on the way she will continue to treat her once slaves, the black people of America, due to the prophecy of the Bible from Moses to Jesus to Muhammad. The prophetic sayings of these prophets teach us that a coming showdown between Allah and the slave holders of his people must come to pass. And the time has arrived of this prophecy of a defender coming to defend the prey, which is the so-called Negro, who is held in bondage by the white slave masters who have and are still mistreating the prey to the extent that the world is in sympathy with the prey for justice. Now it is prophesied that a just ruler will come, and he has come to set up a rule or kingdom under the law of justice for a people who have lived under the law of injustice by unjust rulers. This must be fulfilled if the next government for the people universally is going to be under such a glorious rule of freedom, justice, and equality. It is natural that the old ruler will oppose a new ruler coming to remove him and his authority to rule the people. He will fight to keep his place and authority over the people. And this is why Allah threatens his opponents with the final declaration of war that will end the opponent's opposition to his law of righteousness. I have been writing for many years of the coming doom of the world, of Christianity, and mainly America, who is the root and the cause of this present judgment of America. The judgment of America is due to the way that she has treated the so-called Negroes, the black people of America, for 400 years. The very hour in which I am writing, America is still mistreating her once slaves with the worst kind of treatment every accorded human beings. Did I say that right?
Mm-hmm.
He said, the very hour in which I am writing, America is still mistreating her once slaves with the worst kind of treatment every accorded human beings. America practices the way of her father's treatment of the American so-called Negroes under what she calls a law of freedom. But this freedom is only in word, not in practice. The slave master's children's blood, heart, and way of thinking toward the once slave is the same as the father's.
Mm-hmm.
They find it so free to beat and kill the once slaves, so-called Negroes, at will, that they will continue this practice of mistreating and murdering the slaves day and night, because there is no law of justice for the black man of America, who was the property of the fathers of America's white citizens. America never thinks in terms of being equally punished for the wrong done to a so-called Negro. The Bible's parable of Baal riding the donkey must be remembered. When the angel went to settle the unjust mistreatment of the donkey by Baals, the angel found Baal still beating and forcing the donkey to carry him, right in the presence of the visiting angel, who was carrying a sword to bring about justice between the two. It is impossible. I'm sorry, it is almost impossible to say that America can hold on. So in verse 27, you know what I was thinking about?
Mm-hmm.
When we talk about a donkey, the donkeys was out there laboring too, day and night, day and night, day and night.
Right.
And so when we look at Baal, he's abusing the donkey, but he need the donkey. The donkey don't need him.
Exactly.
And the donkey is tired. The donkey
Mm-hmm.
is restless. The donkey just want to be left the hell alone.
Mm-hmm.
And here you beating the donkey, abusing the donkey, but the donkey is the one that's doing the work. And here you have the angel that's coming to say, hey, that this is not right. And I got a sword, you know. And so I'm thinking like Elijah Muhammad being that angel that's coming saying, hey, America, you keep beating this goddamn donkey, and here I have a sword. In Tarot, the sword represents your thoughts.
Mm.
And a lot of times what you think, that's what you speak. And so he said the damn angel even got a sword, that sword of truth. And you still abusing the goddamn donkey. You even see me right here, and you hear what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying is true, and you still doing it like you don't fucking see me.
Exactly.
Now I
Mm-hmm.
understand what he's saying when he uses this parable.
Mm-hmm.
But he said it's almost impossible to say that America can exist. If America is to exist, America's ruling power, it would make prophets of the Bible and even the Holy Quran prophesy other than the truth. It is impossible to make them out liars. It is impossible to make them out liars who wrote the doom of the race, that it will come to a certain time, and that certain time is now. No. The time can be prolonged if the great Mahdi, the Messiah, that the world had been looking for to come for 2,000 years, desires, for he does what he pleases. This does not mean that he would change the idea of the doom and destruction of America. But if he pleased, he could extend their time. If she did almost a miraculous thing like submitting to the righteousness taught and delivered to the mentally dead, the so-called Negro, this is the only way America could exist, by bowing in submission to the will of God taught by his messenger. And the time that we are now in is a time of the anger of God against the evildoers. It is a time that the God of righteousness rejoices to repay the evildoers for their doings and to reward the righteous for their righteousness. Therefore, to curb this set day of doom demands for the doing righteousness, which by nature was not put in the white race, but they may yet be smart enough to bow to put a stay to their execution for a few days longer, not by intermixing with her slave to enjoy, as long as they are blind, deaf, and dumb, and do not understand that this act only hastens their doom, while the foolish, blind, deaf, and dumb so-called Negro does not even know that he is being blind, deaf, and dumb to his slaughter. There is no such thing that their evil will rule peace. Also the wicked according to the prophets Jeremiah and Isaiah, are the ones who have destroyed the peace from among men. My advice to the white man is to make haste. Get in a hurry if you want to live. Bow and submit to that great truth and righteousness, the will of Allah. And that is chapter 55.
Wow.
White people don't think that they have to humble themselves to anybody, not even God.
No, they sure don't. They sure don't. They believe they don't have to. They've been doing it so long, you know. And one year I was watching the news, and they were showing in Colorado where there was some type of storm, and it was rain and flooding, and white people were out there playing in the storm, just playing, having a good time, jumping in and out of the water. And it's like, wow, these people, they see what's going on, but they have no fear of it. They have no fear of the God. They think they can continue to rule with impunity. They don't believe that they have to give justice. They don't believe that they should give justice. These demons would rather perish before giving us any justice. They would rather go out in flames than to give us justice. And knowing that and understanding that really makes it very clear cut. There will never, ever be any getting along between the races based on the relationship of justice and peace. There will never be. There will never be. And that's something that our people have to get a very, very clear understanding that this is the reality. That this is the reality. And you know, I really wish that our people could understand what the messenger said when he referred to King about, you know, King not wanting white blood to be shed. But if any blood is going to be shed, let it be blacks. And so understanding that, yeah, nigga, your blood got shed and ain't shit changed. They ain't start loving you more. They ain't become friends to our people. But this thing with our people that's looking for the love of our enemy is really disgusting. It really is disgusting. And so at some point, everybody will have to be held accountable for what you knew, for what you willfully turned away from.
That's right. You're responsible for that shit.
Exactly. Exactly. And this has to happen because the conspiracy to destroy us and our people turning a blind ear willfully because they don't want to hear the truth. And, you know, prior to us getting into this book, because I had never read it prior to now, I would always write, truth has come to you. And, you know, going through this book now and knowing that the messenger would say that as well, you know, it was like, oh, wow. There's no escaping. It is what it is. You read it, you understood it very succinctly. You got to live it now. Just like you were saying earlier, we got to live it. We don't have a choice. We have to live it now. And that's something that we better take on with vigor. We better take on with vigor because the many calamities that's hitting America, hell, we've seen Texas being flooded. New York City is being flooded as we speak. People getting stuck down there in the subway stations because there's too much water down there and they trying to get out and the water going flush down. This right here, right in front of your face. Ain't got no time to be shucking and jiving and playing the game. They took delight when the messenger said that they were killing us out of sport.
Mm-hmm.
Out of sport. My mind was like, damn, out of sport. That takes on a lot of different aspects to understand that they was killing us out of sport. A sport is a spectacle where everybody come from miles and miles to see. And you know, we've seen the pictures daily of them smiling while our family members hanging, burning, and they there smiling, taking souvenirs, just like you going to a sporting event. Go and taking you just take the humanity away from our people while you lynch them in glee. You use their body parts for souvenirs. And you do it with absolute impunity. You don't give a damn whether the person is old, young. They didn't give a damn whether the girl was pregnant or not. They didn't care about the baby that was carried inside her. This was sport. And they say that they were lynching us because we committed crimes. And I would say this, I don't know for a fact, but I would say this, that all the crimes that they said we committed were definitely lies that we didn't commit. But our people paid a price for it. And these no good dirty bastards think that it's okay and they still gonna get away. Not today. Not today. We better think about that. When you watching the football game, you watching the basketball game, you watching the baseball game, whatever your sport is, you remember that they were killing us for sport.
For sport. Let me show you something. Hold that thought.
Okay.
So this here is a picture that is a cover of let me come back over here. So what you're gonna see on the screen, even if you need to zoom in, please zoom in to take a look at this picture. The picture that you see here on the screen is the book cover. I just did a reading on my channel last week from some of the pages inside this book as it relates to the Reconstruction era with Andrew Johnson. And it got a lot of nice positive responses. I really enjoyed that reading. But this is Lynching in America, Confronting the Legacy of Racial Terror. This is the third edition that was written by the Equal Justice Initiative's research team. And you can zoom in and see all of the spectators at a lynching of one of our brothers and sisters. Thousands of people. Can you see it? Just, if you zoom in, you'll see, or you can look it up for yourself. Those are hats, those are hats that you see, and bodies. They came out by the thousands to watch us die. And here's another one. This was a spectator sport. This was 1946. And they brought if you look closely, you'll see children. They brought their children. I see little boys. They look like little young men.
Yep. Yep.
To teach them the way of the white man. Yeah. It was a spectacle. They killed us for sport. And they would sit and gloat over it. Should we show the picture I sent you the other day with the white man who the two white college students that beat the shit out that black man?
Yep.
Now, I don't know if y'all know how to use Google, but this picture that, the pictures that we put on the screen, you can take a Google search it and it'll pull up the picture so you can do your own research. And let me see. It's got to be in my pictures. I guess I'll send it to my email if I didn't delete it already. Oh no, that's in my other phone. I don't have my other phone with me right now. It's in the room. If you wanna pull it up, you can, but it's on my other phone. I don't have it on this phone.
Okay, let me see if I can.
Yeah, I left my other phone in the room. I've had this picture for years. It's brutal.
It is.
And they just sitting there smiling. You know how they kill a lion or kill an animal or kill a bear, and they stand and pose with it. They were literally standing and posing with this black man because they just brutalized him, and they were laughing about it and showing their catch of the day.
Exactly.
That was your catch of the day. You gonna show it on your side?
Yeah, I'm showing it now.
Okay, I stopped sharing.
Look at him.
And look at the one with the tie on. Look how he's smiling, like he's taking the goddamn school picture.
Exactly.
And Maurice, the one on the left, what his shirt say?
U.S. Army. U.S. Army. Wow. When I first saw the picture, when you sent it to me, and I saw the U.S. Army, I'm like, well, what happened? Was he trying to join up, or was he a cadet, or just damn.
And that's an older black man. His face is bloodied. His face is, he took a real good ass whooping. He took a real good ass whooping that day. How do you go home to your wife like this?
Ain't no way.
Because I know my husband can't come home like this. I'm going to be looking at him like, babe, what happened? Man, look at here. We finna go back out.
Exactly.
We got to go back out.
Exactly.
We got to go get him. We can't do this. You cannot. And this was the norm.
Yes.
And that's why I asked a question today. Are we being punished for being cowards? Malcolm X said Elijah Muhammad told him, we talked about this. We're not going out there marching and letting our women get beat and bitten by dogs and hosed down with water hoses and kicked in the face.
Exactly.
But you know what's so crazy about what the books that I'm reading, and I said it before, is that I had no clue that when white people went out terrorizing black communities, that they were also assaulting black women sexually. How do you get in your car with your knife, your gun, your Molotov cocktails, your bombs and shit, because you want to go kill and maim and torture and harm a black person? But oh, by the way, you gonna gang rape a black woman while you at it?
Right.
Who does that? White people.
Exactly.
I had no clue that black women were being sexually assaulted while they were out protesting. Where in the hell was the men?
Exactly.
You mean to tell me you still holding hands and singing songs while they kicking 550 of you in the head? Can't nobody take that guy. Like I told my daughter the other day, I say, be careful. If you have a knife or a bat, I say you have to go to special training and learn how to hit people with objects. You can't just pick up a bat or pick up a knife and think that you're going to defend yourself with it, because when you go to swing, if I'm trained, I can take that from you.
Right.
But if it's a lot of us out there, you mean to tell me we can't gang up on these police and take that baton and turn it and beat the fuck out of him with it? They just running and being trampled over and shit. That you look. If you're not gonna defend your wife and your children, then death need to come to you because that's what the fuck you deserve.
Exactly.
You deserve death.
Exactly.
You deserve poverty. You deserve not to have a fine house and a fine car and a good job. What you deserve is death.
Yep.
You living in hell anyway.
Yep. You know, the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan did a song, said the white man's heaven is the black man's hell.
But you got immigrants coming over here talking about they come for a better life.
Exactly.
And we've been living over here and don't have access to that better life, but they can come over here and have a better life.
Yep.
And we've been over here and we still not having a better life.
Exactly.
And they come high and fucking low to live one. And we support it by patronizing their business establishments.
Yep. Our thinking has to change. It has to change. There's no way. We're in 2025 and they still hanging black people. There's no way. I was on Facebook earlier today and I was looking at Sister McKinney's post, and these crackers came in, took her son, beat him, and then hung him in her own backyard. After they beat him, they brought him back and then hung him up in her yard.
Who is this?
McKinney, Melissa McKinney.
When did this happen?
This happened in Ferguson, right after the death of Mike Brown. She was one of the organizers. She was one of the organizers, and they killed her son. And she found him hanging from the tree in her backyard, had his pants pulled down and everything. Police destroyed evidence and said he killed himself.
That's what they said. It said it was classified as a suicide.
Yeah, but he didn't kill himself. He ain't gonna beat himself up, pull his pants down, then get up there and hang himself.
My God. She was an activist, is what you're saying?
Yes.
And they killed her. But you know they killed Daryl Seal too, remember?
Exactly. Yes.
Man, that brother was on fire.
Yep.
Daryl Seal was a handsome, intelligent black man who was on fire. And they shot, didn't they shoot? They shot his car up and burned it up, right?
Burned it up. Yep.
But I told you, Maurice, this book, like now, sometimes I'm always looking outside because I'm envisioning police coming inside, kicking my doors down and coming inside my house. Sometimes I'll be in my car and I'm like, okay, who finna shoot me in my head now? I never felt that way before Fall of America. But I still come back every week because I made the commitment to read the book. Do I live in fear? No. But do I have some type of reservations now that I'm reading the book? Yeah. Yeah, they got a problem with, not only do they have a problem with it, but black people got a problem with it.
Exactly. Exactly.
They killed that brother. That's sad.
Yeah.
I don't see a picture of him. I'm looking on images, but I don't see what's his name? His name is
Dante Jones.
Dante Jones. Let me see, Dante Jones. Damn, and they say she took pictures and put it on she put it on social media like Emmett Till mom did.
Oh yeah, she wanted the world to see what they did. Oh yeah.
She put the pictures on social media. Did you see the pictures?
Yeah, I was with her.
Is that the one that told you to leave?
No, no, that was in Louisiana. This one, she was up. She was up in Ferguson, Missouri, over in St. Louis, and we did some good work with her because they wouldn't even release the autopsy report, and we had to force them to do that. Then they had some issues with the nation. The local mosque there wasn't doing right, so we had to force them to do that.
Can you show the screen right quick, please? Is this him? In which one is him? In the middle or the one with the hat?
Hold on, let me stop this one.
Lord have mercy. Damn.
No, that's not them. Let me
That's
see.
not them?
That's not
Okay,
them.
let me get them out of there. Dante Jones.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Was he in the military?
No.
Family of Dante Jones speaks out about finding his hanging body, but it's somebody in the military suit.
Let me see. Let me go to Facebook.
And so nothing has come out of this.
Because they got rid of all the evidence. The police, they destroyed the evidence. So there's nothing. She don't know. She don't know who did it.
So you already know. You already know. We already know who did it, and they know who did it, and they've been doing it, and they will continue to do it. So let me ask you a question. They were doing it to silence her. Was he an activist as well?
He came out with his mom. He was very protective of his mom.
Damn. They don't even have a picture of Daryl Seal. They really trying to cover this shit up. Damn. Yeah. We need to have a Lynch Memorial Facebook page.
Yep.
Facebook probably will just. I don't even see any information on Daryl Seal on Google. I see it, but not on images.
Right.
And it's like they trying to Daryl Seal where was Daryl Seal? Ferguson or?
Yep. Ferguson. And so this is Danye right here.
Let me see. Oh, he was a young, handsome black man.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, wow. That was a handsome black man. Young, handsome black man. Oh, he looks tall.
Yeah.
And they lynched our brother.
Sure did. And that's him and his mom right there.
Oh, can you imagine what was going on? And just to imagine what was going on in his mind, because to do that, they had to subdue him to where he couldn't even get loose.
Exactly.
He felt all that goddamn pain. So that's him hanging. That's a picture of his lower body hanging.
Yep. Yep.
Handsome black man.
Exactly.
Damn, she ain't gonna never be the same.
No, she's not. She's not.
You don't think you can have her on your program?
Yeah, we had her on, especially when we were working together. I know all I have to do is ask her; she'll come back on without a problem.
For an update. Maybe you should have her come maybe for an update.
Yeah.
If you're willing to do that. That's her right there?
No, that's not her. I'm trying to find.
That's so sad. That's why the Equal Justice Initiative Lynch Memorial is so important, because they have jars, they have mason jars full of dirt where the family members can go to the site where their loved ones were lynched and pull up some of the soil, put it in the jar, and they send it over to the Lynch Memorial, and it's just jars upon jars upon jars upon jars of where our brothers and sisters were brutally murdered. It's a very sad sight to see. Interesting. That's his family.
Yeah.
They're beautiful people.
Very.
I know his mother is still devastated behind this shit. Right? So they woke up in the morning like Michael Donald's community woke up to find Michael hanging. They woke up to find him hanging. And this happened in what, in the 2000s?
Yep.
And that's another thing. We know that it was going on in the 1800s, 1900s, but it's still going on in the 21st century.
Exactly.
Damn. Yeah, that's sad.
Yeah. And she Melissa's a very strong, beautiful woman. And just to know what she was going through, because you had agents coming in trying to start mess and drama, and you're on the front lines fighting for our people, and yet our people are not responding as they should. Because honestly, when this damn thing happened, police should have been dying. I'm just going to be saying it straight up. They should have been dying. When they willingly destroy evidence and you call it, oh, this is a suicide, and you only been there for 5 minutes and you saying it's a suicide already? Police should have been killed.
That's what they did to the Groveland Four. There was a sheriff who was transporting two, because they got another trial. They were awarded another trial. And the sheriff was like, hell nah, let me transport them to their destination. And that sheriff pulled that car over and shot both of them boys. One of them, he wasn't dead. So he shot him again in the neck, and he still survived. And he told the story. This motherfucker right here shot me. And do you know that white police officer lived out his life? He lived out his life with no problems. They eventually took him off the force, but he was able to continue his job until they took him off. He retired. He lived in the community. He was very well known. And he pulled his car over and shot two young black men, point blank range, and one watched them shoot him and say in court he did it. And the cop was saying, oh, I did it to defend myself. But watch this. I learned about the Groveland Four when I went to a museum. And as I was walking around, and with my tour guide, when she showed me a picture, or I was like walking before her and I saw a picture, I would say, oh, that's so-and-so this year, this happened, da 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 da. And at some point she was like, damn, could you let me speak? She was like, damn, you done took over my job. I say, no, I'm just excited because this is what I do. And so as we were walking around the museum, I came to the image of hold on, I'm gonna find it for you. I'm gonna show you. I came across the image of this white man who was standing with his shirt looking disheveled. And let me see. And when I looked at the picture, I said, and I didn't know nothing about the Groveland Four. I never heard about them. I don't know nothing about them. All I did was saw the picture of the white man. And I said, that man murdered somebody. She said, how do you know? I said, because I feel the breath of life being like, I saw the breath of life being like, I could just see it in the picture. And I could see that he was like, I could just see something with his mouth. And I could just tell by the way he was breathing. I said, that man right there, I said, I don't know who he is, but he murdered somebody. She said, look at the bottom of the picture. I say, those are dead bodies. I say, I told you. I say, that man, he murdered them people, and I know nothing about that story. You could just look at him and tell that he murdered them. If I can't find it right now because we online, because it's in my book in the room.
Okay.
I will share it on another show, but yeah, you can the Groveland here. This right. This is hold. I'm not gonna show the picture with the dead. Yeah, this is the picture I saw in the museum.
Okay.
It's the picture right here that I saw in the museum. And when I looked at him, I could see like the breath of life being taken from somebody, but I didn't see the dead bodies to the bottom of the picture. Here it is right here. I know the people. I wish he'd shut up and show the picture. Here it is right here. You can share your screen. You can see the two boys at the bottom.
Right.
He shot one, he died instantly, but the other one, he shot him and he was still breathing. So he walked up to him and shot him in the neck, and then he kicked him and he hit him in the head, bashed his head, and the boy still survived. That's in the book, The Bomb Heard Around the World. The Bomb Heard Around the World. You can read more about this case in that book. And he was a Klansman. He deliberately wanted to transport these little boys for the purpose of pulling over and gunning them down. Mm-hmm. Ain't that some shit?
Wow.
His name is Willis McCall. Sheriff Willis McCall. And the charges were trumped up against the four black boys. And he never served a day in prison for the crimes that he committed. And he killed so many people. He killed a lot of black people, Maurice. I don't think you could, I don't know what's on my screen right now, but he killed a lot of black people in his lifetime.
Yeah. And where was this?
I don't know. The Groveland 4, where this case, the Groveland 4, this case, this let me see, the Groveland 4. This happened in Lake County, Florida. I think. Let me see. Groveland 4. The Groveland boys were 4 African American teens, and I guess it was in Florida. And this was in 1949. They were accused of sexually assaulting a white woman. If you see that white woman, you know she lying. Ain't no damn way they touched her. They got the picture of the white woman in the book, and she's holding, looks like, okay, let me show you the wife. This bitch, look, this another case of the lying white woman. Okay, so this is not the picture that's in the book, but this is a picture of the woman who lied on them. It is on the screen. And that's her husband. Look how puny her husband is.
Exactly.
She looked like she got more testosterone than him. But remember what Robert Williams said. They use the white woman as insulation because they want to kill us anyway. So when they go out to kill a black man, they take the white woman with them to say, oh, I was defending her. To justify their beast-like behavior. This little ass white man can't take pressure.
No.
The only thing he had behind him was the law, his white and his goddamn white skin, and them Klansmen. And in this book, The Bomb Heard Around the World, the writer, the author of the book, I don't even know the author's name because I just dove right into the book. He was saying that the sheriff and so many other, people in government were a part of the Klan. He said, but it's not just the local law enforcement. It's the Klansmen that wear the black robes that sit on the court in the court system. It's also the Klansmen that wear the suits that sit up in Congress. Because we know that the evidence is there. They know that the evidence is there. They know who did it.
Right.
But all of a sudden they get amnesia. Remember the little white girl Remember the little white girl? We talked about her on the last show who was telling Elizabeth. So Elizabeth Eckford, she was one of the Little Rock Nine, right?
Mm-hmm.
And remember this historical photo right here? Everybody knows this historical photo. And I have taught on this little girl so many times that I need to go back and call everybody who I taught about this little bitch right here and take my words back. And I'm going to tell you why as soon as I pull her up on the screen. Give me a second. I'm all over the place.
Mm-hmm.
So let me put her picture right here. And I'm going to tell you why I need to go back and revisit what I've taught about her. Okay, so it's on the screen right now. Hold on. Okay. Okay, so the person on the screen that you the black girl that you see in the very center of the picture, that's Elizabeth Eckford. She's trying to get into Little Rock Central Senior High School. She's there by herself because Daisy Bates forgot to call her. No, Daisy Bates forgot to go to her house to tell her not to meet on the corner as a group, but to meet at her house because it was going to be too dangerous. Because the kids would have been showing up one by one. So Daisy Bates, the organizer of trying to get these 9 children into the school, the other 9 children had telephones. Elizabeth Eckford did not. So she still ends up going to the meeting location, but she ends up at Little Rock by herself. So the white girl that you see in the background with her mouth open screaming, she admitted that she was saying go back to Africa and calling her all kind of racial slurs and things of that nature. Now, her name is Hazel. The white girl is Hazel. The black girl is Elizabeth. And I think it was 50 years later, they were on Oprah. Did you know that they were on the Oprah Winfrey Show?
No, I didn't know that at all.
Yes, they were on the Oprah Winfrey Show talking about this moment in history. And the white girl, Hazel, said when she became an adult, she realized the error of her ways and she was only doing what she was taught to do. She said she thought she was making her parents proud by being a racist. She said, but when she got grown, she realized that she was wrong. And she told her family that she was going to apologize to Elizabeth. They actually became friends. But I did further research, and this bitch is a bold-faced liar. When they asked her about that, when they asked her more information about this encounter, she claimed she had amnesia. That when they start digging and really asking her questions, she was like, "Oh, I have amnesia. I don't remember." Bitch, you're lying. You've been in history ever since the day to whoever the fuck took this picture. You can't forget. So let's really peel back the layers to understand why she claims she's sorry. This bitch ain't sorry. She's still alive, and the bitch need her job, and she need to be able to walk around the community without niggas cutting her head off. So she try to make it seem like she's sorry for what she did, but it's not true. Because if you're really sorry for what you did, you don't claim amnesia. You don't do that shit. You're a fucking liar. You trying to save yourself so you could walk around Little Rock in peace. Because there ain't no fucking way with a historical picture like this, your ass forgot. Go back to Africa. And look at the lady right next to Elizabeth on the right. Look at her nasty caveman face. Her nasty caveman face. They was spitting on her too, you know.
Oh my God.
They had another little girl who integrated into a black school. That girl said by the time she got in that damn school, her dress that her mother made was dripping in spit.
Oh my God.
And her parents let her go in the goddamn school, and them white folks sitting there spitting all over her, and she stayed her ass there all day. Girl, I'm not finna sympathize with you, bitch, because I ain't no goddamn way. You're not finna spit on me. Do you know that a lot of them Little Rock Nine didn't even graduate because they could not take the abuse?
No, I didn't know that.
Yeah, a lot of them Little Rock Nine say, fuck this shit, we out. Maurice, they used to break glass and put it on the PE field, hoping that the black children would run through that shit. They was dumping their lunch and soup and shit all over these people. They were doing some of the most heinous shit to these black people, and they would go and complain to the teacher, and the teacher would say, I ain't see nothing. I ain't see anything. I don't know what the fuck you talking about.
Oh my God.
When I was in college and everybody in this one particular class I had was white except me, we were given an assignment and I was the only black person. I don't even know why these white people let me in their apartment. They did. Now that I'm thinking about it, I shouldn't have even gone. It was not safe, but they didn't even want me to talk because I was black. They was like, no, don't, just be quiet. Don't say nothing. They were really nasty to me. I got my shit, got the fuck out of the apartment, and the next day I went to school, and I went to that professor's office, and I told her what happened. I said, "Let me tell you something. I better see a motherfucking A." Just like that. I said, "I better see a motherfucking A on my transcript." I'm not asking you. I'm telling you, when my grade come out, it better be a motherfucking A. And I ain't coming to this bitch no more, and I ain't doing no more motherfucking work. But you better have a goddamn A on my transcript. I know that. When I got my transcript, that motherfucker had an A on it too.
That's right.
I'm not dealing with this bullshit.
No.
My shit better have an A because I did what the fuck and say you made this assignment. I'm not finna sit here and cry and subject myself to this bullshit. Bitch, you better run me my A. I know that when I get my paperwork.
Exactly. Exactly.
You ain't got to be subjected to that bullshit. They let themselves be subjected to it. And what self-respecting man will let his daughter go and be spat on? And do you know they were saying, there was this white angry mob. When Elizabeth tried to get into the school, the police raised their batons at her.
Oh my God.
Literally. They raised their baton. They raised their baton at her as if they were going to bash this little girl in the head. And while she's walking by herself, the angry white mob was saying, bring her to this tree. Lynch her. Lynch her. Lynch her.
Wow. Have they ever interviewed the parents and talk to the parents of why would you allow your child to do that?
You know, there's a book, so Daisy Bates. Have you ever seen her?
No.
Oh, she beautiful. She has the book. I read her book many, many, many years ago. If you ever have time, get her book. She died in poverty. So Brown versus Board of Education happened in 1954. That Supreme Court decision was in 1954. By 1957, in Little Rock, Arkansas, there still were no black children attempting to integrate into the white schools because of the threat of violence. They were saying, okay, they were telling black parents, okay, let me see that little nigga child in this school. His ass will be hanging. You'll lose your job. They were threatening parents with extreme violence. So if you didn't lose your job, your house, your car, your life, you was gonna lose something. So 3 years after the Supreme Court decision in Arkansas, there were black people who were still not trying to integrate into the white schools. And Daisy Bates, she went around Little Rock saying, hey, you can go into this school now. What the fuck is you waiting for? And a lot of parents told her, girl, you playing with fire. We don't want to die, have our house bombed. The guy, Harry and Harriet Moore, the couple that we talked about on the program that I've been telling you about in the book, The Bomb Heard Around the World, when they bombed his house, that was the 12th one. That was the 12th bombing. And that was in the, I forgot what year it was, but that was a mode of operation for these white races. They were, and they say to get the bombs, it was easy. And so to be subjected to this type of violence a lot of parents were just exceptionally afraid. So when Miss Daisy Bates went around Arkansas, she was able to get 9 parents to say, you know what, we'll do it. We will attempt to integrate into the school. And so they put together a plan, and it was to meet at the corner of the school. But like I said, she changed it, saying it was too dangerous. And the only one who didn't have a phone was Elizabeth. And that's why she's out there by herself. But so far as interviewing those parents, it may be some information in that book, or just by doing a simple Google search just to see what may have been reported in the news at that time. But you see how beautiful our sister is?
Mm-hmm.
That's Miss Daisy Bates. And she was brave enough to say, you know, even though I don't agree with it, to attempt to go into Little Rock Central Senior High. And she died in poverty, like so many of our greats do. They die in poverty.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of those children did not graduate because they couldn't take it. And the governor, I think it was in Arkansas, Governor Fabus, he was so pissed off that he shut down every school for a year.
What?
He said, ain't no motherfucking body going to school, white or black. These niggas, and he was using the word nigga. These niggers are not getting into the school. He shut the school down, if I'm not mistaken, in Arkansas for 1 full year. He had to meet with the president. The president said, look, you're going to open this school even if I have to send the National Guard. I'm sending the soldiers out, but you're going to open up this school. And that's how they were able to get into the school. But remember, so far as the soldiers, their job was to get them into the school, not to protect them while they were in school.
Oh, wow.
Really good book. And it's a quick read too. It's a really quick read. As a matter of fact, I need to get it from Amazon and put it on my shelf. Yeah, very good book. I love autobiographies are the best because you hear it right from the horse's mouth.
Right.
Daisy
So she was president of the NAACP.
She was?
That's what this thing is saying. Yeah, Bates joined the civil rights movement and became the president of the Arkansas NAACP chapter in 52. As head of the branch, Bates played a crucial role with desegregation in Arkansas. In 57, Bates helped the Little Rock Nine become the first to attend the all-white Central High School in Little Rock. Wow.
We've been through hell. As a matter of fact, if you want to read that book next, let me know.
Yeah,
you want to make that a part of our books. I kind of want to do COINTELPRO next, because COINTELPRO is just a few pages. We can knock that out in one study. After this, we can do COINTELPRO, and if you want to dig a little bit deeper into Little Rock 9, we can do that. That's gonna be quick too.
Okay, yeah, definitely.
People been through hell.
And you know, I am just because I figured they all graduated after they got in.
Hell no,
nobody graduated.
I don't not a lot of them chose to leave. I think it was one, because from my recollection, something with one of them probably stayed, but not all of them graduated. It was just too much violence, and they was like, fuck this, we out. Because they knew it wasn't going to be easy. But when motherfuckers dropping hot bowls of soup and punching you and kicking you and spitting on you and beating your ass, and the teachers are not saying anything, they're not getting suspended, and they're saying it's your fault, because it is your fault, because you here where you not wanted. It's your fault. Motherfucker, you know we don't like you or want you here.
Right.
That's the same thing I was telling you with Dred Scott Drew. They say you went to a free state and then you took your ass back to a slave state to petition for your freedom. Nigga, it's your fault that you a fucking slave. And by the way, since you in a slave state, what the fuck does the law say? The law say you a slave, nigga. Case closed.
Wow.
That's straight mind game.
It is. It really is.
Straight mind game.
Mm,
You just sitting there full of spit.
mm.
10, 15 people spitting on you. It's all in your glasses, your ear, your hair, your neck, your shirt.
Mm.
And you bring your ass back another day. There's no way. There's no way. No self-respecting man would allow his child to even, and you know, Oliver Brown of Brown versus Board of Education.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know his little girl used to walk for miles alone across train tracks and shit through the cold and snow and fucking rain just to get to a bus stop to get to the black school?
What? No.
Yeah. Many days they didn't even know if that little baby was gonna make it home safe.
Oh my God.
We've been through a lot.
We really have.
You've been through a lot. And they had a school right on the corner. Literally a school on the corner. And they said, nah, she can't come here because she black. Fuck you talking about? But just to go through all of that, like we really got to start using the power of our mind.
Mm-hmm.
You really got to start using the power of our mind, even if that means, like you say, I'm gonna burn that goddamn shit down. If my child can't go here, your child can't go either.
Exactly. Exactly.
If she can't go here, yours can't go here either.
That's right.
So where are we? You all right back there?
Oh boy, yeah.
You need you need some water. I told you I already know when you be having your moments.
Yeah. Yeah. You know, your question about cowardice is just ringing in my ear. So because to allow your child to go through with that, and you know, did any of them say that? Did any of these children say that they actually wanted to do that, or these motherfuckers talk them into doing that?
I mean, you know, Maurice, don't stop. I don't know. I forgot. It was a long time since I read her book. I mean, it had to be 15 years ago that I read this book. I think they sat down and had a conversation with the parents and the students, and I think that they were thinking it was strength in numbers. Okay, so we're all gonna go together. We're not going one by one into the school. We're going into the school together, and maybe they were thinking if we stick together, sit together, hang together, eat together, we'll be okay. And them crackers was like, we don't give a fuck. We gonna do what we do. How is it that they can be so bold, but we can't?
Exactly.
And that was the only thing I wish. I'm going to find a video and I wish I would have time stamped it. But there's this white guy. He's a military analyst. He analyzes the potential of us having World War III. And I've never been to his channel, seen his channel. I was just strolling through Facebook yesterday. And it's just a regular white YouTuber. He said, what y'all got to understand about the United States of America is he say they push and they push and they push and they push. And they know that other countries and other people are very weak and they're very naive. He say they make promises they never intend to fulfill. He say the issue with other people in other nations is that they believe that America is going to do the right thing because they believe in doing what is right. He say, but y'all don't understand. They beat your ass, do all kind of evil shit to you because you allow it. He say, and they do it until you put your foot down and you retaliate, and then you find they're not as big and bad as you think that they are. And that was a white man saying that shit.
Yeah.
And I said, he is absolutely right. He said, we do this shit just because we know that we can. He said, if y'all are not gonna fight back, and then you want to be naive and believe that we're gonna do the right thing just because you righteous, he said, that's your fault. He said, they're not gonna stop until you push back and you start fighting and beating their ass. He said, that is when you will see who got the power.
Mm-hmm. That is right. He is right. 1,000%. 1,000%. He is right.
So I really do think that they thought that there would be strength in numbers. And it simply was not.
Yeah, they should have already understood that they were outnumbered in the beginning. There's no way your child is going to be safe. Damn.
That was another interesting story. As I read that book, and I didn't even know somebody was watching me read the book. Just watching me read it. Like, are you really gonna read that whole book? I said, hell yeah. And when I finished the book, they was like, did you just read that whole book in one day? I said, yeah, this shit good. This bitch good. I think I'm gonna try to, hopefully I get the right book. But I'm gonna see, can I get her book? I don't remember even what the cover looks like. It's been so long since I read it, but it's a really good book. She tells you everything about that historical moment, and it's like, wow. Because, like I say, in 3 years, they still wasn't budging. 3 years. The Supreme Court said you got access to the white schools now. Remember, black folks had been protesting for that shit, asking for it.
Right.
And now the Supreme Court renders a decision to say you got access to the white school, integrate 3 years, 3 fucking calendar years. A whole community of black people in 3 years were refusing to step foot inside that school because they already knew it was going to be hell to pay.
Exactly.
And got those babies beat up and spat on. That's not worth it.
No, it's not.
That's not worth it. As a matter of fact, she could have got them babies killed.
Exactly. Exactly. Now, let me. Is there any record that black teachers integrated into white schools?
Black teachers?
Yeah.
I don't know about that, but I do remember I sent you the information because you had some school boards that they got to the point they were forcing integration. And when they forced integration into the white schools, I think it was 38,000 black teachers lost their jobs.
Right.
I do know that. Because a lot of schools simply were not obeying the law. They were not trying to ruffle the feathers. Like, we understand what the courts say, but that's not what we want to do. And they were still holding on to that segregated way of life. And so now you had a lot of funding being taken out of the schools to force integration. And so what are you going to do? They literally fired black teachers. My mother, she was a professional educator at one point in her life, and she was a part of that desegregation. And they sent her 20 miles away from her where she lived. And I said, but that's a hardship, wasn't it? She said, yeah, but I had 2 children and I needed a job. She said, I was black. Wasn't no such thing as complaining. You go where the fuck you are told. And so they sent her 20 miles away from her home until she was able to transfer and go somewhere else. But she was a part of that desegregation where she saw a lot of her friends literally lose their jobs. And as fate would have it, she was placed. And then you had to reapply, literally reapply. They didn't make it easy for black people. And then when you got it, even when she told me when they reapplied and they placed some of those black teachers back in the classroom, they got less pay than white people. They were paid less. That's what Harry and Harriet Moore were protesting for. Equal pay for equal work for black and white people. And them crackers was like, you want to get paid the same as us? But it was the Harriets, the black man and black woman, who were college graduates from goddamn Bethune-Cookman College, and they got their medals from Mary McLeod Bethune. When they were graduating, she put the fucking medals on them. I saw the historical photos. You getting medaled or crowned, I don't know what the fuck you call it, by Mary McLeod Bethune at Bethune-Cookman College. You got damn bachelor's and master's degrees, you and your wife and your children, but you getting less pay than somebody white that's got less education than you. And they was like, oh, you a uppity nigga. Because you want to get paid the same as white people. And Harry and Harriet Moore, they were living on the white side of town.
Right.
He had a job, his wife had a job, and they had a side hustle. So they got 3 sources of income. Everybody in the family got a college degree, the husband, the wife, and the children. And he built his house from the ground up and had a brand new car and carried a gun. He said, oh, no. They said, you got to die. And they bombed that man's house and killed him and his wife. And that was the 12th bombing.
The 12th bomb.
But, you know, we're just going to put this shit up under the rug and forget about it so we can move on because, you know, we need peace. Let's just not talk about it. That was then and this is now. You're such a troublemaker for bringing this up. Why would you want to talk about this? Does it need to be talked about?
Exactly.
Because your shame, their shame need to be revealed. Because some of y'all still alive.
Exactly.
And you know your ass is still alive and what you did and how you did it.
Exactly. You know, that, and you know, even more and more I think about it. I'm so glad when that cracker asked for forgiveness, and I told him, hell no, I can't. There ain't no way in the world. And he died right there on the spot. No. Fuck, I'm gonna forgive you for all the shit y'all done to us, so you can go to your quote unquote heaven with a smile. Fuck you. That shit ain't happening. No, we don't forgive you.
But Maurice, that's what Carol Bryant did with Emmett Till at the end stage of her life. When she knew she was about to go and be with Jesus, what did she do? She came out and apologized and said, I lied on him.
Exactly.
She said, Emmett didn't do none of that shit I said. And, you know, people ask me, why do you think she did it? I said, because they really think that they're going to heaven to be with Jesus.
Exactly.
They believe that if you confess your sins, you will be forgiven. That's why Christianity is one of the easiest religions to subscribe to, especially if you white, because if you go confess your sins and you say the Hail Mary 10 times, they believe that they are forgiven.
Exactly.
You can do whatever you want to do. Confess and believe, say the Hail Mary 10 times with them goddamn rosary beads, and you forgiven. They believe that. My friend, I grew up with this boy named Roger, and Roger still live with his mama. Lord have mercy. He about 60-some years old. He lived with his damn mama. And he was telling me the story about he drove his mama all the way to Georgia because she real old. He said, I'm so goddamn mad at her. When he drove her to Georgia and got back, she said, thank you, Jesus. He said, what? He said, I took off my goddamn job to drive you all the way to fucking Georgia, and you don't thank Jesus, and you didn't thank me. Oh my, I was hollering. He said,
Mm.
I drove you to Georgia, not Jesus. That shit was so funny.
Wow. Wow.
He says that what Earth Angels say, is that what happened to the care center in Virginia? We don't know. I don't know what she's talking about.
Nothing about that.
No, 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 Earth Angel. We talking about Little Rock 9, Little Rock 9 Central Senior High School in Arkansas. It's a beautiful school. Man, that school beautiful. I hope to walk through it one day.
Mm.
I really want to
So it's still open?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
That school in full swing and fully integrated now. Man, that school is beautiful. I want to go there one day. Oh, yeah, it's open.
Wow.
Mhm. You didn't know that?
No, I didn't.
Oh, it's beautiful. They changed they did some changes to it recently on their website. I think a lot of people were giving them hell about some things, and they made some changes to their website from what I mean, because I always follow them in my research, and they did a lot of changes with their faculty. I don't think they post their names anymore to try to keep them safe. But I did notice some change. But the school is absolutely beautiful and fully integrated.
Wow.
Yes.
And there's no racial incidents that happens there now, or
I don't know. I mean, they probably fight. They probably fight and act a fool, but look at my screen right quick. Look how beautiful the school is. It's right. Look how beautiful the school is. That's the school that the Black parents wanted their child to go to, because that was the new beautiful school during that time. That's a fucking school. Can you see it?
Yeah.
Oh, it's a beautiful school. That is that man. Look at here. That bitch it's sit on 18 acres.
Oh, wow.
That's when I say a beautiful school, Maurice, always beautiful. And that is the school that was built and set aside for white students. While Black children down the street going to school in squalor. Packed up in the classroom, sometimes 5 years old to 15. One teacher, probably 25, 40 students. It's cold when it's cold. It's hot when it's hot. Everything that was old would go to their school, the books, the desk, everything, while the white children over there being educated in lots of luxury. And when I think of situations like this, because the Great Migration, and we talked about that Great Migration when thousands upon thousands of Black people were leaving the South to go to North, seeking better opportunities and ways of life. Why did we not migrate just all together to our own?
Right.
Just migrate to our own and build whatever we can amongst ourselves. But one thing you don't do is send your child to a school where they're going to be assaulted and insulted.
Exactly.
Look at those historical photos of people, the lunch counter people. Remember, they were sitting in at the damn counter, man. They poking them with cigarettes, pouring sugar and salt and shit all over their head, ketchup and mustard and shit. I don't want nothing to eat from this place that bad.
No, ain't no way.
I don't even have a point to prove. I don't want it. But when we're in school and they teach us about these things, they teach us to be sympathetic to it, like, oh, look at what they had to go through. No, they did not have to go through that. They didn't have to go through that.
Exactly.
If we were cooking on the plantation, we were doing the cooking on the plantation. So why would we go to a white establishment to get some goddamn pancakes when we know how to make the best pancakes?
Exactly.
To go get some goddamn fried chicken when we know how to make good goddamn fried chicken.
Yeah, exactly.
We allowed ourselves to be subjected to this bullshit. And I say never again.
Most definitely.
That is something else I got from the fall of America. And I take that with me. And I mean it. Never again.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So where are we? 56. We're going to wrap it up.
Yep.
Yeah, he said look like a small community college. It's absolutely beautiful. The gas station where Elizabeth stopped at, the bus stop
Mm-hmm.
that she stopped, everything that was there in the 50s and 57 on that day is still
Mm-hmm.
there as a historical landmark. That's why I told you, Maurice, we really got to start traveling.
Mm-hmm.
We really got to start. As a matter of fact, somebody today I asked him about where Louisiana. And they were like, why in the hell is you asking me about historical places in Louisiana? He said, who the hell go on vacation to go to history places? I say, me. He said, you really gonna go just to study? I said, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I said, I don't go to party and turn up. I go to do research.
Mm-hmm.
And you can learn so much by going to these places because they're so that's like my friends say, I will be a great anthropologist because it is anthropology.
Mm-hmm.
You're going back to these places to see what you can glean and to like put yourself in the moment to see what it was like.
Right, exactly.
And it's a lot of historical remnants, a lot of historical remnants. A lot of historical remnants. I was at Thomas Jefferson's grandson's grave not too long ago because he
Mm.
owned a citrus plantation.
Mm.
And I was at his grandson's. I was somewhere to see somebody else, but it just so happened that Thomas Jefferson's grandson was there, and a lot of his family members are there too. So I sat my ass, I sat my ass right on his head thing. I needed to sit down because I was tired. I made sure I sat my ass right on Thomas Jefferson grandson headstone.
Exactly. Exactly.
It was like my phone just broke. I got my phone wet. This shit just stopped working on me. And I just paid $160 to get it fixed.
Oh wow, and it's broke already?
The man told me to count my days.
Oh wow.
But he didn't tell me to 3-4 days. He said, ma'am, it's just a matter of time. Damn. So I only have paid $160 for 3 days worth of a phone. Okay. So chapter 56. What will be the end of the war? You ready?
Yeah.
Many of you may think that if America ends her war in Asia, this will bring peace and prosperity to the people of America. Perhaps someday there may be a lull in the war, but not now. If America and Asia can find a way to bring about a cessation of the war between each other, this does not mean that peace and prosperity is assured. Not at this time. There is still the Cold War in Berlin between America and Russia and in other parts of Europe to be reckoned with. Europe will become a dreaded spot when America leaves Asia. It is true, as the prophets have predicted, that America must come out of Asia or be thrown out. Each, America and Russia, the two most powerful war factors of the world, is seeking to maintain their rule over the nations of the earth and even to conquer outer space. This will not last long. In their travel and investigation into space, Allah is permitting them to peep into his great unequaled creation of power and might, the heavens and earth. The Holy Quran teaches that when Allah gets ready to destroy a people, he opens the doors of heaven to them. He gives them a peep into his great wisdom and secrets. But this does not mean that this adds power to the enemy to be able to war against the Creator. The reason for all of this is due to the fact that Allah is setting up a kingdom of righteousness, freedom, justice, and equality. Black brother, do not look for a high paying job drawing a big roll of money. after the war, unless with the help of Allah, you prepare this for yourself, which I advise you to do. The most dreadful divine judgments that have ever been witnessed by man are not coming on America. America is the divine target because she could have bettered herself in the divine eyes of Allah, who came in the person of Master Farad Muhammad, to whom praises are due forever. But America did not and will not better herself, as it is written and prophesied concerning ancient Babylon and Egypt. We would have healed Babylon, but she is not healed. That's in Jeremiah chapter 51, verse 9. Because she was not willing to do justice by her captive Jews from Jerusalem. So it was with Pharaoh when Allah went after Egypt. Pharaoh refused to give justice to Israel and made war against Allah and his prophet Moses to prevent Israel from going free of Pharaoh's enslavement to them. And that is the end of 56. So we did 54,
53.
no, 53, 54, and 55? No.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, 54, 55, and 56. Okay, so that was it. So we're done for tonight.
Mm-hmm.
Got it. Yeah. So he says, so it was with Pharaoh when Allah went after Egypt. Pharaoh refused to give justice to Israel and made war against Allah and his prophet Moses to prevent Israel from going free of Pharaoh's enslavement of them. And that ends our study for tonight.
Mm-hmm.
What are you thinking?
Excellent program. Tonight we definitely put a lot of food on the table for thought. Definitely. When you talk about accountability, and that's something that we all must make sure we start to take part in, our own accountability, and how we must take the reins to do what needs to be done. Because as you said earlier, it's very easy to blame others. But we got to take accountability because we know now. We know now. We know what happened before. We know what's going on now, and we know what needs to happen. So we can't be sitting around and playing the guessing game of who's going to get up and do it. You know it needs to be done. Accept your responsibility and change your situation. Change our people's situation. Because it's going to get even deeper. It's going to get even deeper. And the more that I realize, and you definitely help me realize that when you send me those videos, that is just true. A lot of our people are not going to make it. They're just not going to make it. So then that we have to make sure that we do everything within our grasp for the ones that will make it. I don't know how that woman's family who left her 3 children in the house for 5 years not know what's the status of these children, unless she just stayed away from all her family members and never showed up around them. But damn, that stuff just, we can't allow that.
Right.
We can't allow that. There's just no way. No way. Them children, and I'm still in my mind, I have a picture of what this looks like when he said that they couldn't even walk because their toenails were so long. For 5 years, just not cutting your toenails. Can they talk? How do they talk?
Or even look at each other in that horrible condition.
Exactly.
Seeing the toilet overflow and feces everywhere, mold, mildew, maggots, and everything else. and y'all don't even think to open the goddamn door and go out in the street and flag somebody the fuck down and get help. And these were, you know, it started when they were young, but damn.
Mm, mm, mm. Mm. Mm, mm, mm. And I wonder, does she even come to the house to visit to see?
No, she just dropped the stuff off on the porch and go. Remember? Now she did leave some air freshener.
Mm. God, air freshener. Mm, mm, mm.
She had to have known.
Mm-hmm.
What was wrong with her mental state to do that to her own children? Just give them up for adoption if you don't want them.
Exactly. Exactly.
You don't want these babies, give them up for adoption. Let them go with their grandmama. Find their daddy. Call a friend, but give them up.
Mm, mm, mm. Mm. Them children didn't deserve that.
No.
They didn't.
But that happens a lot. If you go online and you put search children living in filth, you're going to get hundreds of stories of children found in deplorable conditions. It's a reality. Some child right now at home hungry, living in filth and squalor.
Mm.
What about those? Remember the children, the parents left them in the car and they froze to death this last winter?
Mm, mm, mm.
Children died in hot cars because the dad wanted to go to the casino. The mama wanted to get lip filler. It's just dumb shit.
Mm, mm, mm. And at the root of all of our problems is the enemy. He is at the root of all of our problems, at all of our issues. And some want to stay around and think you're going to have a nice life. Wow.
Did I tell you by the time I drove my daughter through Alabama?
No.
I just did it for the kick of it. I was in a bag, boot heels. She said, hurry up and get me out of here. She said, ooh, they nasty. I say, no, I'm finna show you how they live. Oh, it was bad. Oh, you talking about white trash? Ooh, man, they live. They live bad. As a matter of fact, I just left this farm. I went horse riding, and it was a farm owned by this white lady. I said, lady, this shit filthy. I said, like, this goddamn farm filthy as hell. It was they just nasty. They just fucking nasty. Or sometimes I just do shit for the thrill of it. But they was nasty, man. And one of the guys, his arm was all up. And I'm looking, I'm like, well, I don't think that's mosquitoes. I say, girl, that's goddamn bed bugs.
What?
That shit had to be bed bug bite. But I still did the little horse ride thing. I ain't gonna lie, I did it. I was bored. But I ain't going back to that shit.
Wow.
Yeah, they filthy, and we learn filth from them. Said all that to say, we learn filth from them.
Yeah.
Maurice, they was not the one changing those basins. They was not changing those urine basins and those they shit in the bucket. Black people was changing that and washing sheets. They were not washing clothes and cleaning and cooking. We were doing that. So when we were free to go, I literally When you read Booker T. Washington's autobiography, Up From Slavery, he'll tell you we were in a very good position. We were in a fucked up position, but we were still at an advantage because we were the laborers. He said in that book, white people didn't even know how to fix or even construct a fence.
What?
We was the one doing the work.
Mm.
They didn't know carpentry.
Mm.
We knew that shit because we was out there doing it. He said they were lost and clueless. He said that shit was falling apart. It's in the book, Up From Slavery. They didn't know they didn't know what to do because they were not used to working. They was just used to telling us what the hell to do. So now that you have to do it on your own, you don't know how to. And they live in filth. A lot of white people live in filth. They're not the cleanest people.
Wow.
We've learned from them.
Yep.
But like we ain't got no excuse no more. You got YouTube to teach you how to clean. You got parenting classes. We got Fabuloso, Bleach, Comet, everything else. We really have to start walking in what we say we believe. I'm not pointing fingers at anybody anymore. And, you know, people, like I say, talk shit about the public education system, but the school in your community, you pay taxes for that school. So why are you not a part? I'm not saying you, but I'm just saying if there is any black person that's complaining about the public school system and you are not a part of PTSA for the school in your community, you need to be quiet. If you're not going out to the school in your community that your taxpayer dollars go to open and support and run that goddamn school, and you're not on PTSA, you're not volunteering, you're not out there shaking hands with the principal and the teacher, you need to shut the hell up because your tax dollars fund the school in your local community. So if it's so fucking bad, why don't you go out there and be a part of the school system and be the face to see where the fuck your money going? But we're not doing that. We just pointing fingers. Saying fuck the school, fuck the teachers, but your money going to pay for the school on the corner. The elementary school, the middle school, and the goddamn high school. Your money fund that school. And if your money fund that school, that means you have a say in what goes on at that damn school. PTSA, you can be a part of PTSA and not even be a member of the community. Just join for $5. It's no excuse for complaining. It's just that we're blaming and passing the buck, but people don't look at it that way. So if you got a large local community of people, then they need to have a large community of volunteers, and people on PTSA should be very strong that them kids shouldn't want for nothing. They shouldn't want for anything. And those teachers and administrators should know we fund this school. This is what the fuck we want because this is what our money go to support. But a lot of times we don't see that in the black community. We don't see that. So I'm not taking that route anymore. I'm holding myself accountable for whatever it is. And I can't do it by myself, but I'm not going to argue with nobody either. I'm not going to do that. Argue with nobody who's just sitting pointing things. I'm not doing that. I'm doing what I can do for myself, my community, my family, and that's just it. But you know, we few and far in between. Nothing's stopping us from getting a charter school. The funds are there. Private school, the funds are there. Tutoring centers, we can do it. But a lot of times we're not. So I digress. It was nice, fun as always.
Most definitely. Most definitely. Oh boy, oh boy. Let's see who we got in the who we got down there in the family chat. We got Brother Donald. Assalamu alaikum, Brother Donald. It's good to see you. Earth Angel 1105 remix. Peace and blessings, Queen. It's good to see you. Who else we got in here? I know we got Brother Roy. Peace and blessings, Big Brother Roy. Glad to see you here. We got Emerald Modesty. Peace and blessings, Queen. We're glad you're here. Who else we got in here?
I think that's it.
That's it.
Sandra D. I don't know if Sandra D here, but Sandra D was here tonight.
All right. Peace and blessings, Sister Sandra. Glad to see you here.
And you see what Donald said. He said the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan said there was a time that the only time you see a white man with a tool was when he was beating a black man. That's how rare it was. Yep.
Wow.
They wasn't doing the work. They were just sitting down sipping Kool-Aid and lemonade and water and coffee and tea and shit, watching us do the work.
Wow. Well, I know one thing. We have definitely covered a lot tonight. A lot of learning going on. A lot of learning. And we must always do something about it. Do something about it. Don't take it and just let it go in one ear and out the other. Let's do something with it. Any closing comments, Queen?
No, you all right though? Because I know your top blew off a few times. You all right back there?
Yep, I'm good to go. Trust and believe that anger will be transferred in something very useful. Very useful. Boy, oh boy.
Yeah, we're just on thank you everybody for coming on out. We appreciate you. We have 57, 58, 59, 61. No, yeah, let me see, 60, 61, 62. So there's 2 more weeks. And then at the very end of the book, I kind of wanted to keep that separate. So we got 3 more weeks and we'll be done with this. And that's it.
Okay.
The 3rd week, we will do we're going to do what Muslims want and what the Muslims believe. We'll do that separate. So we'll have 57 through 59 next week. After that, 60 through 62. And the 3rd week will be what Muslims want, what the Muslims believe, and we would have finished all 62 chapters. This shit is classic. This is his story. I don't know if anybody else has ever done it, but I can say we did it.
That's right.
I can say I don't know about nobody else, but we can say we did it, and people tried to stop it, knock it, mess us up. Oh my God. We get now.
Most definitely.
What are we gonna do when we finish this book? Like, what's this? How should we celebrate this?
And that's going to require some thought.
We should celebrate this moment because it's so historical. For me, it is.
Well, me too. Was thanks to you, this first time I've ever done it.
But I was thinking about that. You were teaching in the nation, right?
Yes.
But you never read The Fall of America.
I never read The Fall of America.
Why?
Because I was just there being taught by the minister. So I never had the reason to pick it up and read it. Especially if, sitting through and watching the lecture over and over and over again, The Divine Destruction of America. Yeah, I just didn't have a reason to read it. But now that we're actually in it and going through it, it's a great read. It really is.
So you have gotten some additional insight as a result of reading this book, right?
Oh, most definitely.
Oh, okay.
Yep, most definitely. Most definitely.
All right. I would have made y'all read this damn book. Let me be the national headquarters supervisor, head nigga in charge. You ain't getting no goddamn Fruit of Islam hat until all you read this damn book.
Exactly.
I would have made this, all his shit would have been mandatory with homework, and y'all have been walking across the stage with all little graduation certificates and robes and shit. Like we was in school.
Mm-hmm.
I would have made y'all take a test.
Mm-hmm.
I'm serious.
Exactly.
You gotta own it. You finna own this.
Exactly. Mm-hmm.
You gotta defend it.
Yep.
Because this book was rich.
Most definitely.
Look what we learned tonight. He say, "Oh, we finna let y'all go. We just straddling, flabbergasting. What they call it, filibustering." What Elijah Muhammad say? He say, "Oh, Martin Luther King say he want black blood to be spilled only." Okay, poor man. That poor man. Him, his mama, and his brother.
Exactly.
Got what you asked for.
You sure did. You sure did. I remember taking my oldest boy when he was little to Atlanta and going to Martin Luther King House and the King Center. And while we're walking away, going back to the car, I said, "Now, son, that you done seen everything that they had to offer, let me ask you, if you was living back then, would you have been with Dr. King?" He's like, "No, sir, Daddy. Not at all, because I'm not letting nobody beat on me. I'm not having it." Said, "Very good."
How old was he?
He was about 7, 8.
He had sense enough. Common sense.
Yeah.
How do you let a white man beat the goddamn scared of common sense out of you? Common sense say fight back. Protect your mama. Protect your sister. Protect your aunties. Protect your daddy. Common sense. Please. So we'll see y'all next week.
Most definitely. Most definitely. We love y'all. And as we always say, you kill the nigga in you, I'm going to kill the nigga in me, and our God will reign supreme. We are Black first. Today, tomorrow, and forever. Love you, family. Peace and blessings. Assalamu alaikum. Shalom.
So you better get the message and get it straight. You're going to need some bridge work. It's simple as that. Because we're living in judgment. We're living in implementation.